Yo guys, welcome back to my channel. If you've not done it already, click the subscribe button and follow me across all my social media platforms. Links are in the description box below. How is everyone doing? Apologies for the slight delay. Oops, I'm not sure what's going on here. Let me just take this out. At the moment, it appears that we have a slight little technicality. It's working fine 5 minutes ago, but hopefully we should get this all resolved. This is for the Chris Eubank Jr. versus Liam Smith fight. He did fight Liam Williams as of a year ago, but that was his last fight. And for me, you know, from an honest point of view, this is a tough fight to call. Chris Eubank Jr., look, whatever anyone says, it's a year since his last fought. It's a tough fight he's coming into in Liam Smith, sorry. I'm messing this guy's name up. Apologies, guys. Liam Smith, big up you, Ramadan, for hopefully you are all good. I think that's sorted now. I think that's sorted. Yeah. I think that's all sorted now. Let me know if you guys can see and hear me all good. But yeah, this is on Sky Sports pay-per-view. I do not agree with it being on Sky Sports pay-per-view whatsoever. But we're here now. It is what it is. There's not really much to complain about because I'm just happy that there's boxing. I'm really happy that there's boxing because over the last, what we now, third week of January, and it appears that the boxing is it's a bit scarce at this point of time. There's not a lot of top quality boxing shows at the moment of time. I think there's right now in the US, I don't believe there's any shows. To my understanding, let me just double check. But as far as I'm aware, there's not a top quality show in the US. There's literally this, and I don't think there is any. So correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I could check now. The boxing schedule in general for any upcoming fights, but to my understanding, there isn't anything based out in the States tonight. I'm really talking about just tonight. Saturday the 21st. Yeah, wait, no, Stavern versus Goodry. Nah, see, this is what I'm talking about. Balmain Stavern is fighting. Oh no, that's the Don King show. That is the Don King show. I need to show you guys something. That is the Don King show. And if you see the poster, I'm going to get it up now. I am going to get it up now because if you see that poster that they displayed the other day, it was absolutely shocking. It was absolutely shocking. The Don King. Let me just get. It's a new poster, guys. Similar to the Fight for Freedom last year. Don King. Let me just write Don King. Let's see what comes up. All right, photos. I wish I could just. Let's get the Don King show. Where is it? Raw. No. All right, let me just click Stavern. It should come up. Stavern. I'll show you exactly what I'm referring to because, yes, this is what I mean. I'm going to show you it now. Hold on. Save image. Boom. All right, let me show you what I mean. This is a fight for freedom. It's a similar fight for freedom. It's coming up now. Watch this. This is yo, bruv. Honestly, like, yeah. Yo, look at the top. Trust in God, Don. Nah, trust in God, Don. Gidry versus Stavern. It looks like it's made on word art, clip art or stuff like that. Nah, this is mad. And the background is just stars out of the world, out of the galaxy. It is mad. Nah, this is absolutely mad. Yo, look at Stavern's right hand. Stavern's right hand, yeah. It's not even cut up properly. The glove is like, nah. This is mad. This is absolutely mad. Yeah. Honestly, I don't even know what to think. Big up you, Osborne. Our post, unfortunately, can't watch it. Yeah, absolutely. Big up Osborne as well. We drew against you, man, today. Man like Mudrich. Yo, beware, everybody. This guy is on smoke. Yeah. You've got Lomachenko, you've got Alexander Usyk. But there's another kid, there's another sportsman on the block here. Mikhailo Mudrich. Yeah, on smoke. Yeah. Everybody beware. Anyway, Don King is going to release the fight on VHS. Might as well, mate. Might as well. Don King, for fucking hell. Look at this. Yo, look at, bruv. Just, I can't believe what I'm saying. Bruv, just look at it, fam. Like, I'm just in absolute shock. And this is the full fight post. If I can get it up now. This is the full fight post, the Don King one. This is absolutely, bruv, this is remarkable. I can't believe this, man. Like, this is a Hall of Fame. All right, let me go to this side. I'll show you what I mean. Hold on, this way. Yo, can you not see this? Nah, look at the bottom. Look at this. Oops, wrong way. This way. Bruv, look at this. And he's got the Ukrainian flag. Bruv, nah. We've got to get him off. This is enough. Got to get him off. But besides that, there's a few new news. I say new news because really and truly, this has been a long time coming. I think it's pretty much confirmed that AJ's boxing or training. He's gone out to the States into training with Derek James. Let's see how that comes about. Previously, we thought that he was going to fight the Australian guy. I forgot his name, but we don't. I think something Dempsey. I think out there in Australia. For me, yeah. There's one thing having a warm-up fight, but fighting against a random Australian, it's like that's not even going to build up your confidence. That's like going into the sparring session. That's not really going to build up your confidence. But lo and behold, he's now fighting, potentially rumored to fight the likes of, what's the name again? The fighter who fought Dillian. His name completely bemused me. Dillian White versus what's his name? Oh my goodness. His name, the American fella. He fought on Cliff Shield's show and fought Dillian back in November, I think November, December. What is his name? From Michigan. What is his name, bro? I'm gonna get his name up. Apologies, guys. I should have been better prepared because I swear I forgot his name. Completely forgot his name. It's called Box Rick. Forgot his name. All right. Jermaine Franklin. Bingo. Right. Flipping hell. Like, how can I forget his name? Anyway, it is rumored that AJ Hold on. When is the watch? Oh, when it's a fight? Yeah, the fight. The fight starting for Chris Eubank Jr. versus Liam Smith. I think that's what you're referring to. To my understanding, after so we had the Parker fight. Let me just look at the full card. I'll give you an answer. I think I think there's about 2 more fights, one more fight before this. I could be mistaken. Um, Eubank. That's a good question because even I want to know. Eubank versus Eubank Smith. Cool. All right. Joseph Parker won. Fraser Clark with another good win. 5-0 now. Okay. Main undercard. Okay. Parker versus Massey. Echo Osman versus Chris Congo, and then Riakpo Glowacki before the main event. So I think there's 2 more fights before the main event. Depending on how quick they go, you could work it out that way. But you understand. Yeah, Parker won. His fight, but it was against Massey. I ain't watching that fight. I'm sorry. Sorry. I know Joseph Parker is a top 10 heavyweight, but I'm not being funny. If you scoop to that low level, then I'm not even going to pay attention to it. Honest to God. Tyson Fury's in the house as well. But yeah, back to what I was referring to. Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua rumored to fight Jermaine Franklin in April. Okay, is Jermaine Franklin a good opponent? On a personal level, I think probably not. Simply because, okay, there's 2 reasons why I would say that he's not a good opponent. Number one, the profile of Jermaine Franklin, even though he had a tough fight against Dillian, and some may argue he may have nicked it, but a majority, most people thought Dillian won. Even though he's got, had a good fight against Dillian, he's still low profile. So for a guy who you're going into fight with, and he's effectively, a blow over a guy you're supposed to knock out in 1 or 2 rounds, at least make him have a good profile. At least pick somebody who, if you beat that guy, you're going to get eyeballs on the show regardless. Okay. So from that standpoint, I don't think it's a good idea to fight Jermaine Franklin. And secondly, from a stylistic standpoint, even on that point, AJ, if the route that Eddie was referring to was beat Franklin, go on then fight Dillian White, then go fight Deontay Wilder. Now, Deontay Wilder and Dillian White, both are gentlemen with, a lot of power between themselves, old, but they're all a little bit taller. Dillian is 6'4", and to my understanding, Deontay Wilder is 6'7". Fighting a guy smaller than the pair of them, it makes no sense. Okay, it makes little to no sense because the attributes and the skill set, the tactics used to defeat the likes of a Dillian White or to defeat the likes of a Deontay Wilder will be almost the complete opposite than fighting this Jermaine Franklin guy. Jermaine Franklin, to defeat him, it'll be a similar route to the Andy Ruiz second fight. Jab, move, use your feet, be very elusive, but point score, if you can, knock him out in between, that is preferred, but really and truly hit and move, okay? Because this guy could potentially throw some good combinations from the inside. It's a bit more pointless. Whereas Dillian White and Deontay Wilder are not good inside fighters. So, in my humble opinion, stylistically and from a profile standpoint, it's not a good fight. Now, who would I prefer him to fight? I would have preferred him to fight the likes of a Zhang in China or a F.A. Ajagba in Nigeria. Both gentlemen, both fights actually would have increased AJ's profile. Okay, it would have increased AJ's profile, and those 2 individuals, I would argue, are on paper stylistically better than Franklin. Yeah, I think both of them will beat Jermaine Franklin, and also if you're going to fight Dillian and Deontay Wilder afterwards, they are a little bit more comparable with attributes than Jermaine Franklin. And for those all combined reasons, I don't think it's a good idea for AD to fight Jermaine Franklin, especially if you're trading out in the US. It just makes it's just pointless. Like you're gonna have to then travel all the way to London, for fight week. I just see it as if you're gonna do all the flying, you might as well just go to Africa. You might as well just go to Nigeria. That's to me is a preferable look than the O2. But to each of their own. Everyone's got their own opinion. I can understand where people may disagree on my standpoint. Okay, but yeah, big up to Nothingology. That's a sick name, Nothingology, fam. Around 10:15. It's looking like, yeah, that's where main events are usually it tends to be around 10 o'clock to about 10:30. That's what it tends to be. I think there was one main event. I could be mistaken. I can't remember which one it was. It was one towards the back end of last year. No, Tyson Fury fight. It was a Tyson Fury versus Derek Chisora, where that one was a little bit more sooner. I think that one was about 9:30 to my understanding. But for a lot of these shows, it's that period of time. I don't know why, but to me, on a preferable level, maybe it's just me, I would have preferred it to be a little bit more sooner. But I understand from Sky Sports' Sky Sports' perspective with it promoting the football. The football finished today at around Newcastle game finished at around 6:45, something like that. So I can get 7 o'clock. I think. No, wait, no, it's even further than that. Actually, they started at 5:30. So let's just say a couple of hours. Yeah, 7:30. This one kind of, yeah. For me, I don't think it's. And this is the thing: you can't grow the sport if you're having it on a Saturday night, whereby the viewership is just drunk guys, because a lot of the youngsters are not of that ilk. A lot of the youngsters would rather do it in like the daytime or even the morning. They would rather do that. But regardless of it is what it is. That's the timings. And yeah, Oswald, I've got. Oh, actually, who do I have winning the fight? Can I say? Okay. This is the thing, right? You're top of the league table for predictions. It's like any slight prediction that you do, it's like I can see you know what it is. Any little mistake here, people can capitalize. Now, I can understand from both perspectives how they can win. From Liam Smith and also Chris Eubank Jr. From Liam Smith's perspective, on his side, he can, and you have to understand it like this: Eubank has been off for a year out of the ring. Now, I don't know what anybody says. I don't like. For me, if you're out for a year, it's not good. It's going to be to your detriment. Okay, you'll be a lot. Your sharpness will be a little bit off, especially as you get older. If you're a young fighter, maybe with youth and enthusiasm, you can get away with it. But if you're above the age of 30 and you've been out the ring with inactivity, it's very difficult to then display your best performance. So I don't think he will be 100% for this fight, Chris Eubank Jr., which means that Liam Smith has to be 100% on it. Okay, he has to be, as he would do. I'm talking an Anthony Fowler. I'm talking a Jesse Vargas type of performance. He has to be on it. He has to be relentless. He has to beat him on skill. Don't let Eubank get too much of a distance. Just keep focused, as he would do. Just hands up. Be on him like a rash. Just be on him, yeah. Just hit him where you can, but just be very close. Be on him when he moves around. Make sure your footwork, especially when they're on the half turn, is very close. Is very effective. You don't follow him around the ring. You cut him off around the ring. Okay. Now with Liam Smith as well, he needs to take his chances when he sees it. Sometimes the chances may appear, and he's just looking at it thinking, "Oh, let me just hit to the body," or and be a little bit more predictable. I think if he sees Chris Eubank Jr. dropping his arm, doing all of that Roy Jones Jr. nonsense, clap him around the head. That to me is going to wake up Chris Eubank Jr. Now, any rounds that are a little bit more close, I think Callum Smith should jump last 30 seconds, jump on him, flurry of punches. You may nick the round. If it's close, do it. You may nick the round. And with experience and wisdom, being at the highest level, I think those little tactics may come to his benefit, especially cumulatively throughout the fight. Now, if he does that and Chris Eubank Jr. is a little bit off, as in like his accuracy of punches is poor, everything about him, it just looks rusty. In my opinion, I think for that, if that's how it plays out, I think Liam Smith can win on points through that way. Now, I can also see a world where Eubank Jr. lets a couple of rounds go, be a little bit more complacent, but throughout little patches, take the fight seriously, be relentless, uses its durability, and hits it from a kind of a long range standpoint, because he knows that Liam Smith is going up in weight. So maybe long range shots, jabs, long right hands, move around the ring, simple stuff like that may actually win him a few rounds here and there. And I can see a world where it could be a draw. I can really see a world where it could be a draw. I think I had a free bet. I think somewhere, I think it was on Sky, but I had like a free bet. I put it towards a draw, because I just thought to myself, this is a huge possibility. Ring rust, complacency, a lack of guidance from the corner team, and I could see Eubank Jr. letting go of a few crucial rounds, and therefore I could see it being a 6-all, round draw. However, this is a fight right after the outbreak of Conor Benn, and I think that through the emergence of Chris Eubank Jr. and his fan base, and the fact that he's a little bit more adored, and he wants to put more of a show on, and the fact that he's been out the ring for so long, I could see a world where he's taken each round a little bit more seriously. He's seen the likes of the bigger fights ahead of him, and he's thinking to himself, you know what? We can't mess up now. We can't F up now. We've got a big fight with, I don't know, Triple G, Charlo, whatever, in the horizon. None of those fights will occur if I lose. The fight with Conor Benn, should it happen, it's not going to be as big as if he were to lose now. So I could see a world where he takes this fight 100% seriously, particularly if he's in training and he's in sparring. He's out, he's ring rust, and he's just getting whacked by a bag of middleweights. Middleweights run up to him, bang him in the face, and he's probably thinking to himself, nah, I'm not as sharp as I was against before the Lee Williams fight. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be a little bit more laser focus on this specific fight, because when things are up against you, you're a little bit more attentive to the little things, and your complacency is a little bit more reduced. So having said that, I think if he just does what he does, if he performs at his best, or with at least at 80%, I think he could win on point. So I think this fight will 100% go to points. I don't think it will be a knockout from either of them. And if I had to do a final prediction, I'm gonna say it's tough, because I'm leaning towards a Eubank Jr. forwards or a draw. I think it's going to be one of them two. But that draw is looking me right in the eye. I don't smoke, guys, but you know what I mean. That that draw is looking me in that eye and saying, you know what? Yeah, yeah. I'm. It's tough because I think it could be a draw. You know, if there's any fight to be a draw, it'll be this one. If there's any fight to be a draw, it will be this one. Um, ah, this is a good comment. I've got Chris Riddick. His timing is too good for this level. He's got to get 3 knockdowns and then park the boss for a win. That's my opinion. I think that if he were to win, that's exactly what he would do. He would try knock him down, see what he could do, and then you know basically Jose Mourinho he'll run down the clock. He'll run down the clock, and I can see a world where that is what he does. Hold on, guys. What's it? Sky Sports Box Office. How's everything going in terms of the visuals and the audio, guys? Is it bugging out? Is it in a good position? I think I've located the issue. Hold on a minute. Okay, let's see what, because I'll come out of it as well. Let me just go back in. I think this is a Chris Congo fight versus who's he playing? Who's he fighting? Sorry, Echo Osterman. That's it. Echo Osterman, Chris Congo, round number 1. Let's go. Good from the pair of them. Good work by Chris Congo. Good job. Good job by Chris Congo. Also, well, guys, where do you think Chris Congo is going to go in terms of where is his ceiling? Can he challenge for a title? At least. Because how old is he? Chris Congo? I think Chris Congo's like my age. Like 24, 25. I think he's my age. Hold on. Chris Congo is 30. Fucking hell. Wow. 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 I thought he was a lot younger. All right, take that back. I don't think he's going to compete for a world title, considering his age and his skill at this point. Well, we'll see. Good right hand by Chris Congo. Echo Osterman is a formidable opponent. Good right hand by Chris Congo. Good job by Echo Osterman. I'm liking what I'm seeing from both fighters. Left hook by Echo Osterman. Chris Congo. For me, I think in terms of his career as it stands, I think if he maximizes what he can do, he fights the likes of a Florian Marku, he beats the likes of Echo Osterman, maybe having a good rematch against Michael McKinson where he looks better, he looks sharper. I think he actually prepares for that fight well. I think the sky's the limit. Maybe then later down the line, fighting the likes of a Conor Ben. But we'll have to see. Have I ever met Chris Congo? I don't think I've ever met Chris Congo. Maybe in passing. maybe I come across him like yo Chris Congo, but I think we've got some mutuals as well. And I know he used to train in my old gym, so big up Chris Congo. Oh, he's working with Ben Davidson. Good shot by Echo Osman. Good job by Chris Congo. Chris Congo with a good jab. Double jab by Chris Congo. Triple jab by Chris Congo. Right hand. Jab to the head, jab to the body. Guys, I'm telling you this now, yeah. The more I watch Chris Congo, I can see where he's getting this information from. We went to, like, we used to train in a very similar gym. As in, like, he trained years before I got there. And some of the things that he's doing, some of the combinations that he's doing, it's like textbook Brixton tactics. Jab to the head, jab to the body. He's 30, but he has a mileage of 28-year-old because of the pandemic, so 3 years from everyone. Agreed. Agreed. Good job by Echo Osman. Jab by Chris Congo. Right hand to the body by Chris Congo. Jab, jab. Minute and 49 left on the clock. 148 on the clock. Jab to the body by Chris Congo. Chris Congo with a remarkable uppercut. That was a very difficult uppercut to execute. He feinted in, moved his foot well, got in the right position, and very short, sharp uppercut that landed perfectly. To replicate that is a very difficult skill to do, but he done that with a high level of effectivity. Jab to the head by Chris Congo. Good counter punching by Echo Osman. Jab to the head by Echo Osman. Bit wary about Echo Osman and the fact that he's not being proactive in this fight. For the guy who would, from what it appears, with shorter arms, a little bit shorter in height, he needs proactivity. This is where you go in, going close, and just hit him to the body, and just get in within reach. There's no point being patient as the smaller fighter. Triple jab by Echo Osman. That's more like it. 20 seconds left on the clock. 2 rounds down the drain. I think the first round was to Chris Congo. The second round was to Chris Congo also. 13 seconds left on the clock. Jab to the glove by Chris Congo. Right hand by Chris Congo. See what I'm saying? Echo is it's not close enough, man. Getting close. Big up everyone in the chat as well. Big up Uncle Jonah. Always showing love and support. Big up Skyline and the editor. We're looking forward to this tonight. Most definitely. I think this is the first legitimate UK show. When I say, but I'm saying professional boxing UK show of the year. Pouring it. Because the first proper one was last week. Or the first other one actually was last week, and that was the Misfits card. That is poor. It's poor. I expect better. Oi! Ben Whittaker. Shout out Ben Whittaker. Grateful for his support as well on the show. had the great opportunity to meet him last year with Oz as well. Oz was with Oz when we met him. I think this was the Craig Richards versus the what's his name again? Craig Richards versus Joshua Whitey. I said what's his name again because he hasn't fought in a while. Let's not talk about that. Anyway, back to the boxing at hand. Got Chris Congo with a good jab. Right hand by Chris Congo. Jab to the body by Echo. Okay. Chris Congo with the white shorts, red belt. Weirdly, I think Chris Congo is from Millwall. I think he does a lot of links with Millwall Football Club. And good counter right hand by Chris Congo. Good clinch by the pair of them. Someone from Chris Congo's side looks at pot of paper. You know Chris Congo's corner, fam. There's one done that looks at pot of paper. Old school pot of paper, if you know what I mean. Grime blog stays. Good jab to the head by Chris Congo. Creed 3 being advertised on the canvas. We might do a full review after that movie comes out. I have bear in mind I haven't seen any Rocky movie and I haven't seen no Creed movie, so we might have to do a marathon beforehand and then make us fully aware of the settings in the third movie. I will be rating the boxing skills in that movie as well. I expect it to be better. Apparently, Tony Bellew is back into that film. Big up Tony Bellew. Nice uppercut by Chris Congo. Right hand by Chris Congo. For me, I think Chris is good. Right hand to the body by Echo Osserman. Who's that at the front row screaming? Who's that guy? Some brother screaming at the front row. I don't know who he is. All right, end of round number 2. Big up to everyone in the chat. Big up Brush. Shout out Brush, United fan. Hopefully United beat Arsenal tomorrow. I will be looking forward to that. If they beat Arsenal tomorrow, that would be preferable because I can't lie. I think Arsenal fans needs humbling, but that's another story for another day. How much is the pay-per-view on Sky? It's $19.99, fam. Again, we're getting robbed out here. Big up Skyliner as well. Big up your man of the vote also. Okay, I never knew that the guy who's rapping Chris Eubank Jr. is part of the Dillian camp. That I never knew that. Because it's Magic Richards. I think it's Magic Michael Richards or something like that. He's part of the Dillian camp. He's Dillian's. I think he's Dillian's cut man. But he's also working with Chris Eubank Jr. A bit odd. And I'm very surprised not with Dillian. But it is what it is. Double jab by Echo Osserman, right hand by Echo Osserman. If you guys can smash that, I forgot to say smash that like button. If you guys can hit the like button, that would be, I'll be very grateful for that. Good right hand. This is what I'm liking as well. Good jab to the head by Chris Congo. Jab to the body by Chris Congo. From shout out Natasha Jonas on the commentary team. She's doing well doing her commentary thing. We've got Jack, good right hand by Chris Congo, left hook by Chris. Jab to the head, jab to the body by Chris Congo. Jab to the head, jab game by Chris Congo. So far, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Jab, double jab by Echo Osman. Echo Osman's fighting like he's the guy with the taller, or he's a taller fighter with the longer reach. He needs to fight like a small man. You know, fight like a small man, not like a big man. Right hand by Chris. Do you know what it is? Echo Osman, it's like he stayed in the right positions for Chris Congo to land. That's like the perfect position for Chris Congo to land in. You know, it's a bit like, well, good left hook by, right hand by Chris Congo, left hook by Chris Congo. That's what I'm saying. Overhand right by Echo Osman, you see, but you can't be fighting like a big man whilst being a little man. You need to adapt your game to be a close range fighter. Jab to the body by Chris Congo. Right uppercut by Chris Congo. Left hook, right hand by Chris Congo. Left hook by Chris Congo. This is what I'm talking about. Fade. Got Dad Aziz as well in the crowd. Big up Dad Aziz. I haven't spoken to Dan in a while. Big up Dan. Left hook, right hand. I need, yeah. JB Carragher. I'm just muting it, fam, because I'm not being funny. I prefer not to hear my man speak, fam. JB Carragher. No, fam. JB Carragher is a hater, fam. He is a hater, fam. I can't lie. Sorry, Oz. Big up Oz as well, you man. I can't see Smith getting knocked down. I've got Smith on points. Okay. I can see it. I can see a world that can happen. Smith on points. It's doable. Yeah, we've muted JB Carragher. I'm not being funny, fam. I don't like to hear his football opinions. I don't even want to know his boxing opinions at this point. But yeah, back to the boxing. Let's unmute it. Triple jab by Echo Osman. See, Chris Congo needs. This is what Chris Congo needs to do. Chris Congo needs to throw a lot more menacing punches. He's throwing good punches, but when he lands one good one, he needs to follow up with two menacing ones. Yeah, and increase the temperature. Because right now he's on. Yeah, I'm saying room temperature boxing, fam. He needs Dubai heat boxing. Yeah, get on top of him, fam. Pause. Big pause. Anyway, fucking hell. Fam, I can't believe what I'm saying, fam. You know what I'm saying? Stuck for a while. Anyway, jab to the head by Chris Congo. Echo Osman. This is what I mean, bro. Go on the inside, looping hook shots, maybe a good uppercut, move your feet as well. That would be preferable. But particularly being on the inside is where you're going to get your success from. Good left hook, good right hand by Chris Congo. This is a good fight, but I'm liking this. I'm liking this. Because always a good his last win. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did he not fight Lada Sadofia? Or was that Lawal? I can't remember. Chris Congo. He was in a good last fight. I remember. No, that was Denzel Bentley. But Chris Congo has been in some remarkable fights. And I think that right now he's learning from his prior mistakes. But Echo Osterman's adaptation in this fight has been quite poor. I think he just needs to get inside. I know this is a difficult task with a guy who's as skilled as Chris Congo, but he needs to set up punches and find his feet inside. Then let his work, let himself do the work. Double jab, right hand. See, when it's the first 2 rounds, you're taking all that punishment. What it means is that a couple rounds down the line, you're just going to be a lot more fatigued. You're going to feel a lot more desperate. And this is the position where Echo Osterman is finding himself in. Good slips as well. Triple jab, right hand, left hook by Echo Osterman. See, if you started this from round 1, he would have been in a good position. But he didn't. Who is this brother? Who is this brother, fam? Apologies, guys, if I'm supposed to know who he is. Johnny Bairstow, England cricketer. All right, say no more. Shout out to Cricket Dons. I'll be interested to see how. It'll be interesting. Eubank hasn't really been caught with big shots any of his last 3 fights, because I think his last 3 fights span over the last 3 years, and I think the last fight was against Lee Williams. The fight beforehand was against a complete novice. I could be mistaken, but was against a complete bum. That Spanish dog, isn't it? What's the name? I can't remember his name, but the fight beforehand, I think he was against Marcus Morrison. Unless I'm missing a fight in between. Unless there's a fight between that I appear to be missing, which I don't think I am. But his last 2 fights before Liam Williams were against complete and utter bums, fam. So it's very good to look good against. Very easy to look good against tomato cans, especially against a Spanish one who's running around the ring. You know, some road runner. Yeah. He weren't even there to box, he was there to run around like a lunatic. And quit as well. That's the one that quit. Nah. Marcus, I think that's the name. He done okay against Christian Beck Jr. I think there's another fight between them. I could be mistaken, but it weren't against anyone notable, because I would have remembered that for free. Regardless of that, I think it's going to be a tough fight between him and Liam Smith. I think Liam Smith is his best opponent since for a while, actually. For the last 3 years or so, 3-4 years, is probably one of his better opponents. Liam Smith, despite the fact that he's a fighter, super welterweight fighter, and has defeated the likes of Jesse Vargas and Anthony Fowler, he's going up in a way, and I think that we'll see if that affects him. We'll see how much that affects him as well. Has had some good nights, on road. He's fought Canelo Alvarez, took a loss as well. So did his brother, but regardless, I think he's got a set of balls on him. Liverpudlian. And he's a hold on, Joe Gomez. Raw, fam. Ain't no way, fam. Joe Gomez is in Manchester Arena. Nah, fam. What you did here, fam? You got spot by Mudryk. Get out of here, man. Anyway. Shout out Joe Gomez. Looping left hook, right hook by Echo Osterman. Left hook by right. Echo Osterman's not really setting up his shots. He's not really setting it up. He's just throwing them. Hope, basically hitting hope. Right hand by Chris Congo. Good right hand by Chris Congo. Okay. But now now broken up into the next round. I think when I would run number 7, I think, to my understanding. Guys, the Volt Right adverts is doing my nothing. Apologies. Big up passer as well. Eubank is not Floyd. But he's slippery still. I agree, he's slippery, but leaves fights like a Mexican family. He's very not like a Mexican, but he has that approach. You know, when he throws shots, he's not like a Mexican, but when he's approached in the fighter, he approaches in a very similar fashion. So I can see how he could cause Eubank some discomfort. Big up passer as well. How are you? Who you got with Eubank Junior versus Smith? I personally think it's a draw. I know I'm sitting on the fence, but I personally think it could be a draw / Eubank points win. But you're not going to understand my conundrum. If I think it's going to points, I'm basically, and with Eubank Jr., you know what I'm referring to. The complacency he has in a couple of his fights where he's not fully committed in every single round. You know, he takes a couple of rounds off, he showboats as well, and he basically takes the piss. And when he's in that frame of mind, I think that I think that Liam Smith will win those rounds clearly. And the fact that he's been inactive for the best part of a year, I think that he would cause Liam Smith some level of difficulty. But then again, the rounds that he does dominate, he'll clearly win. So this is what I'm saying. The rounds that he wins, he'll clearly win, unquestionable. The rounds that Liam Smith wins is going to be like, right, it's a bit close, but I kind of give it to Liam Smith. Yeah, that's where it's going to be. And then when it gets to the final bell, we'll be thinking to ourselves, it's going to be like a points win, but who won? Like it was an even fight. It was maybe Eubank. It's going to be like that. I'm telling you this now. It's going to be how I described it is going to be that little conundrum. If it's a draw, I don't think anyone's going to complain. And I'm thinking personally it's going to be a good. It's going to be a draw. I got a little cheeky, bet on the draw. Don't see for Eubank's timing. Or do you see Eubank makes a good fighter look average? Historically, but timing is always affected by inactivity. Timing, accuracy, and stamina are 3 attributes. Oh, good knockdown. That wasn't a knockdown, actually. That was a push, shoulder push, but no knockdown. Okay, cool. From what I could see, it appeared that headbutt. That was a headbutt by Chris Congo. He needs to do better in that circumstance. But hopefully you guys understand where I'm referring to in terms of the Eubank Jr. versus Liam Smith. I think with inactivity over 1 year, timings, especially at middleweight, at heavyweight, you can get away with it because you can loop shots in and they're not going to move fast in the ring. They're not going to run around in the ring at middleweight, and the weight classes below those ones. These individuals, these gentlemen and women, if you take a year off, you soon realize the shots that you're throwing is not landing cleanly. The shots that you're throwing is not landing cleanly. The every time you want to do something, it looks predictable, and he's going to find that difficulty in adjusting to the fight. But the thing is, Liam Smith doesn't often start particularly fast, and therefore I think that he can nick a couple of early rounds, Chris Eubank Jr. by just being active. And if he starts the round strong, I think he could do well. If he's, I said, win a couple of rounds, but at the same time adjust to the fight and the tempo of the fight and get his accuracy and timing on point. And if he does that and he sticks his head in the game, I think he could win at points. Well, it's just that if he starts slow, it's going to be a difficult task to, pick a winner between them. And with the crowd as well, being in Manchester, and there's a lot of like scouts as well in the crowd. I could see a world in which Liam Smith, sorry, is going to take those close rounds, those 1 or 2 close rounds. I can see which a world in which he takes it, nicks it here, nicks it there. Because if you look at the last fight with William Williams, take away the knockdowns, how much rounds did he actually win? Maybe a round, maybe 2 rounds. Okay, a round or 2. No, yeah, like one round basically without no knockdowns. He basically won by that margin. If he doesn't knock down Liam Smith, that's where the difficulty is going to come. So it should be an exciting affair. We've got a few people on live here, so if you guys can smash that like button, hit the subscribe if you haven't done it already. We're close to 700 subs, so if you guys can do that, I'll be very, very grateful for that. We're round number 8 of Chris Congo versus Echo Osman. Chris Congo and Echo Osman are just clinching each other at this point of time. I think Chris Congo has really dominated this fight. If I was in his corner, I would just say literally more of the same, more of what you're doing. For Echo Osman, he's adapted well, but it's a bit like a little too late. How he ended the fight is how he currently is at the moment. It's how maybe he should have started a little bit more closer, a little bit more in range. But this is why the margin of error at the highest level is very small. Your tactics got to be 100% on point. It's got to be on point. It's got to be accurate. Like you got to know what you're doing. And yeah, for me, it's just what I'm saying, like a little small error, a little bit of wrong tactics, and then that's it. You're down 2 or 3 rounds without you having to notice. This is why you got to be adaptable. You got to change quickly. You have to have a good corner team that can see a fight and see your mistakes before you even see it. Good looping jab by Echo Osman. Good jab to the head, jab to the body by Chris Congo. 20 seconds left on the clock. A few people are in the crowd. We've got some rugby players. We've got some footballers. We've got some cricketers. We also have Lyndon Arthur and Zelfa Barrett. 2 gentlemen who I think are cousins. I think they're first cousins or half brothers. Because I think not Brandon. What's his name? Pat Barrett is both of their uncles. I think Pat Barrett and Zelfa Barrett, it's Zelfa Barrett and Pat Barrett. Well, Zelfa's mum is Pat Barrett's sister. I think rest in peace. I think she passed away. I could be mistaken, but I think she passed away. Lyndon Arthur, I think his uncle is Pat Barrett. So I like what they're doing up there in Manchester. Big them up. It's local fight. So they thought your miles will come down. I like this type of arena. Packed out arena, very closed up. But this is what a boxing arena should be. None of this. I think boxing arena should be, like a football arena. It's like a round, like dome. I think a boxing arena should be like a one big ball, like, as in. Have you seen the spiral stairs, guys? The stairs that go like this, spiral up in rich people's houses. Yeah, the big stairs. I think it should be a big version of those, but a bit like York Hall. Ground, like literally, the ring should be there. It should be like there. It should be a couple people there, and then like a fence like there, so people don't throw whatever over, yeah, or jump off anything like that. But like it should be like that, like a big sphere, so you can see the fight. Maybe I think that would be a good idea, like a dome. like a dome. Because at this point in time, it's like a few arenas are good arenas like the O2 and arenas like that, but it's too Tottenham Hotspur, Wembley are not good enough arenas for boxing because for the viewer, it's a bit poor. Good movement by Eko Wasserman. Leap right hand by Eko Wasserman. Double jab, triple jab by Eko Wasserman, but followed by a good right hand. Eko has been really, really good in the last couple of rounds, and I think that he's improved throughout the fight. But will that be enough? Will the judges see that be enough? If he wins the last, because it's round number 9, if he wins this round and the last 3 rounds, I think he may nick it. I think he may nick it, but he'll need a drop down. Okay, that would secure the fight. This is an inside slugfest at this point of time. 45 seconds on the clock. Left hook by Eko Osman. Right hook by left hook by Chris Congo is gone. Right hand left hook by Chris Osman. Eko Osman's letting his hands go. Oh my goodness. This is Chris Congo just took so much punches. That's it. Chris Congo needs to hang on for dear life. My goodness, what am I seeing here? Left. Oh, come on. Set up your punches. That's it. Run up to him. You got 15 there on the clock. Get a knockdown at least. Move from. Jab. Right hand. That's it. Left hook. That's what I'm talking about. Left hook. Right hand. Left hook. Just get you clinch it, bro. 2 steps back. 3 shots forward. Get your hand. Let your hands go, man. Hurry up. Apologies for my language, guys. If you have any children watching this, please understand that this may contain some strong languages. Well, I'm just reviewing the shots now. Good jab, right hand by Eko Osterman. This is where you should have thrown the left hook. It's not. Do you know what it is? He needs to keep his head up. He needs to look up. He needs to have his eyes open because what he's doing is looking at the floor and he's just throwing. And one shot hit the shoulder, one shot hit the rib cage. But I think if you just had a little look up, it can be clearly identified that okay, his head's there. He's could do that. Just empty out the head. Literally, you don't even need to throw left to right. Sometimes you need to throw right. You understand? Just sometimes it's just getting those quantity of punches. Don't clinch. I think one time he went in and it was like he tried to clinch. But if he lets his hands go, it's difficult to clinch in that circumstance. But right now we're back onto the ropes. Chris Congo is looking drained, looking out of it. Maybe the patience from Eko Osman was a good tactic. Jab to the body. I said he needs to step on the gas a little bit more sooner and be a little bit more active, a little bit more sooner. But right now, I am eating my words a bit. The man with the purple strap, the man with the purple shorts, purple shoes is actually doing this thing. Double jab, right hand to the body by. Get your hands out. That's it. Good right hand. Left hook. That's it. Well done. This is what I'm talking about. Hit him with the right hand. Chris Congo was like there. Bruv, in that period of time, just throw your left hook. There's not really much you can do at that point of time. Throw your left hook and see where it takes you. Left hook, right hand, by Eko Osman. So far, this fight is cooking up. Round 10 of 12, a minute and 22 on the clock. The fight resumes. Chris Congo is back onto the back foot, onto the ropes. Good uppercut by Chris Congo. Left hook, push back. Take 3 steps back and just keep moving. Referees warning Echo with the elbow. Doesn't need to do elbows, man. There's no point, bro. Just let your hands go, fam. Good right hand by Chris Congo. Left hook to the body by Echo Osman. Right hand by Echo Osman. Pot of paper screaming at Chris Congo. Telling him, bro, sort it out. Ben Shalom is reviewing the fight through the ropes with a big smile on his face. This is the cracking fight. Left hook to the body, right hand upstairs, right hand to the body. Fight. Chris Congo. This fight is really cooking up. Chris Congo. David Hay walking around, bruv. Get back to your seat, fam. Shout out David Hay. Left hook, right hand. Jab to the body by. Okay. Good rub by Echo Osman. Julian Lescott in the crowd. Saved by the bell, agreed. Good. Good. I agree. I agree with that. Jab by Congo. Right hand by Chris Congo. All right, round number 11 has really slowed down. It makes more. Oh, good right hand by Echo Osman. Left hook, right hand. Chris Congo with the shoe shine. Left hook, right hand. Chris Congo is really hurt. Referee's talking about headbutts. Double jab by Chris Congo. Jab to the body. I'm not liking these Ben Davison tactics, fam. I don't know what Chris is doing at this point. If I was him, jab, move. Jab, move. Jab, move. One shot jab. Keep it moving. Jab, move. Double jab, move. That's what I'll do. Well, that's what I would be advising. Not that I'm a world-class trainer, but, sometimes, what's understood doesn't need to be explained. It's obvious. Left hook, right hand. This is what right hand by Echo Osman. See? Look up. Put your head up, man. Head up, man. Echo. Why is Echo resting on the shoulder of Chris Congo, fam? Put your head. Take half an inch back. Look up and bang. He's not looking, man. I'm hearing Natasha Jordan say the exact same thing I'm saying, bro. Take a little bit back, bro, and just keep going, bro. It's too close. That's exactly what I said. What do I know, fam? Okay. few seconds left on the round. One more round to go. Matt Macton has it level going into the last final round. How the hell have you got it level? Because how do you have it level going into the last round? Because if you're doing like a you know, traditional scoring, one person's got 10, and the other one's got a 9. So that means that somewhere down the line, you must have at least given a draw for one round. You must have, because there weren't a knockdown. So you must have given a draw for one round. I'm not fan of that too much. But okay, we're back into it. Last round. How the flip have you got? Nah, bruv. Unless I'm missing something. There is no way you could be level after 11 rounds of boxing. After 11 rounds of boxing, and it's 10-9 rounds all around. That makes no sense. I was looking for the draw. I can't see it. I couldn't see where the draw was. So they definitely tallied it wrong. 100%. Because after what you said, it's 5 rounds. It's 5 rounds to 6. I can see you level after 10 rounds because that means it would have been like, let's just do the math. If you did 5 rounds for 5, right? 10-9, 10-9. Whoa. Whoa, good right hand by Echo Osman. And Congo is in big trouble. Get out of here, ref, man. Jab, jab, jab. Just let your hands go. What are you doing, bruv? Right hand. Bruv, what are you doing, Chris? Just flipping left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Empty out the clip, bruv. What is this, man? What is this, fam? Empty it out, bruv. You've got, bruv, a minute on the clock, bruv. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. That's what you should be doing, fam. Let your hands go. What's all of this, bruv? If you are trained, bruv, go to the deepest depths of stamina, energy, fam. And just let your hands go, fam. Left, right, and put your shoulder into it, man. Good, left. That's it. One. That's it. Take half a step back, man. Flipping half a step back. Move, bro. Get off the ropes. If Echo loses this fight, it's 100% his fault because he was in the right positions, yeah? He done everything right, apart from the fact that he is flipping too close, fam. Take half an inch back, go for him. Half an inch back, go for him. He was like literally like there. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Very. Last round, I had Echo Osman. I think Echo Osman won this fight for me, just by a round. But irrespective of that, if he does not win or it's a draw, he's down. And it's a fault of Echo Osman. He could have won this fight. He done everything he could to win the fight. He could have won this fight. One, he started too slow. Too slow. If we had started a little quicker, yeah, we would not be in this position, yeah? That's number one. Number two, when he got into the right positions, he didn't take advantage of the opportunity that he created for himself. This is like missing out. This is like getting into the box, yeah? And Instead of placing it to the corners, like you just hit the goalkeeper, Bro, you're in the right position. You're doing everything right. Just get in the box, shoot, fam. That's what you got to do. Like even this, look. He threw a good right hand, left hook, right hand, left hook. He was going towards your left. If he's going towards your left, make him meet him with the left, yeah? And then when his head goes like this, hit him with the right. Hit him with the left. You understand? It's those little adaptability points where I think that is where he could have been victorious outright. It's a tough fight to call, but regardless of that, it was very entertaining. Big up Emma. Big up Emma. Even though noticing my stream is messed up. Who won? This is a win by well, good question. I have Eka Osman winning this fight, but the scorecards haven't been announced yet. I've got Chris up by 1. Eka Osman couldn't finish. Chris was hurt for 4 rounds. Yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying, fam. Some Timo Werner energy, fam. Doing everything else right. But when you're in the you got to finish, fam. You got to finish your food, fam. When you get into that realm, you got to finish your food. Robert Smith overlooking the judges, overlooking the referees. But I don't agree with that personally. Like the British board or the head of that should be overlooking the referees. The same way I don't think the FA should overlook refereeing. Like just when the referees are in the VAR room, just have someone from the FA just overlooking it. It's like, bruv, what are you not doing, fam? Would you not score, fam? And I don't agree the fact that it's on a piece of paper. I know it's mad, but I think personally, I think it should be on like an iPad and it tallies up itself. So you don't have to be like one judge got it a draw, 2 scored had it by majority decision. And still British Eka Osman. Eka Osman won. I knew it, man. I knew it. I had Eka Osman winning that fight. And it well deserved. Well, it was too close to my liking personally. I think he won. I think he won. I knew he won. Because the way he was moving, and the way he was moving, for me, I think he won that fight. It was close though because I think he was by a round, literally by a round. But overall, on to the next one. Disappointed loss by Chris Congo, despite the fact that he was, I would argue, a bit more ahead early part of the fight. It's just the fact that he was, when he was hurt a few rounds beforehand, he couldn't really do anything, which is disappointing. Overall, it's disappointing. After this, we've got the Riakporhe versus Glowacki fight, and Glowacki is an opponent who fought Lawrence Okoli for the win. Lawrence Okoli won the world title from Glowacki. Decent opponent, very decent opponent, Glowacki. Of course, we could have finished. Chris was hurt for Rapport. Agreed. Thank you. Most definitely. You're welcome. Man said, big up OCC. Did you enjoy the mid-off earlier, fam? Chelsea get under my skin for flipping on. But Mudryk. Yeah. Do you know what it is? I like it. It gives me hope and praise for the future. But overall, we should have won that game, man. We should have won that game, man. We've got dead ballers for big man thing. Some of them, but I'm happy that we were, Chelsea fans, the club, the board, the manager, we're all on the same page. From dead ballers got to run. So it is what it is. Speaking about dead ballers, we've got Jamie Carragher in the building. I see a post from Gary Neville saying, "Stay clear of Liam. Stay clear of him, Liam, if you want to win titles." Rah, fam. Is that what you're doing, Gary Neville, fam? Is this what you're on? What the hell? I've got a 120 to 108 for Eko Osman, but it will be interesting to hear how the judges have it. So Dev Hardy has Eko Osman winning what? Every round. Every round. I every round, fam. You gotta be taking a piss, fam. You gotta be taking a piss. I love Dev, man. He's a wind-up merchant. Shout out Dev. Professional wind-up merchant. Let's see what else people are having. Boxing Waffle, big up Boxing Waffle, what they're doing on their thing. My card, of course, been win by around. That's what I've got. 150, 130. That's exactly how I got. I didn't even score it, but I know I can see it by 2 eyes. It was by 1 round. All right, let's see what everybody else's scorecards is saying. Bear with me. All right, let me click a Sky Sports Boxing call, and let me just look at the comments here. If the main event is as done as most fights have been so far, it will be very disappointing. Bruv, not my scorecard yet. Poor judge and disagree. Robbery. Nah, come on, bruv. Short, bruv. Surely people are bugging out, man. I think Echo won this fight. I don't think this is a I don't think it was a close contest. I think Echo definitely won this fight by 1 round though. But you could have given it a draw. I find it very difficult to argue a win for because you have to say Chris Congo. I used to think Chris Congo won 7 out of the 12 rounds. I don't think he won 7. I think he could won 5 solid. And if you argue a 6th one, you may have nicked a draw. But that if you argue 7, that to me is crackhead behavior. This is crackhead energy now at this point. Yo, fam, 120 points, fam. And I was just thinking to myself, I saw 120, 108, yeah. And I was like, I've never seen that score before. I was like, nah, surely not. Can't be every round. But yeah. It should have been a knockdown as well. So therefore, I think it's a fair score. If you guys haven't done it already, click the like button and subscribe to the channel. We try to get to 700 subs. If you guys can do that, that will be absolutely remarkable. FYI, I will not be doing a watch along for next week again or for the Yard Turbia fight because I'll be at that fight in support of Anthony Yard. And I do hope that he would win that fight. I know it's a tough ask and it's very difficult. You know, Anthony Yard, bro, he's up against it. Okay. Beterbiev is a very good fighter. I think Beterbiev just coming off a good win against Joseph Jr. And Joseph Jr. is no slouch. He's a former world champion. And he's a top 5 light heavyweight in the world. And the fact that he dismantled him in that fashion is concerning if you are an Anthony Yard fan. But because Anthony Yard is significantly younger, Beterbiev is he's 38. I think that sometimes the youth, enthusiasm, the power of Anthony Yard, the aggression of Anthony Yard coming off a good win against, his last proper win was against Lyndon Arthur. He fought a gentleman, I can't remember his name, recently had dismantled him. But if he could go into the Beterbiev fight how he did with Lyndon Arthur, the second fight, I think it could be a very tasty affair. And if he can handle Beterbiev punches, that would be very good as well. Because if you can handle Beterbiev's punches, in my opinion, you're 70% of the way there. I would say 75% of the way there. If you can hack his punches, it's a bit like fighting Deontay Wilder. A man who could defeat Deontay Wilder is somebody who could take his punches, okay? And if you could take his punches, bro, you're basically halfway there. But because Beterbiev is very skillful at the same time, you need a little bit more than that. You need to catch him clean. You need to capitalize if you do hurt him. There's a couple of other things, but I do hope that the tactics from Anthony Yard and the team with Tunde, with James Cook as well. I think all of these, these minds coming together. I think, regardless of how the outcome is, I think Anthony Yard will be at his very best in the fight. So, on a personal level, I do hope that Anthony Yard wins. If I were to do a final prediction, I've refused to imagine the possibility of an overhand Beterbiev right hand on the cheekbone of Anthony Yard and just knock him out similar fashion to Joe Smith Jr. But I can see how Beterbiev can win. I'm just an Anthony Yard fan, so you don't know what I'm on. I'm just hoping and praying that Anthony Yard wins. But yeah, with somebody would overlook Robert Smith. Bro, that is so true, If there's anyone to overlook, is Robert Smith. Robert Smith has got to go. Absolutely, man. Stranger things have happened. Yard could win by miracle. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Beterbiev, bro, I don't know what could happen. Someone could, I don't know, wipe down or put some water on the floor of the canvas before the Yard fight. Beterbiev has a light slip. Anthony Yard throws an uppercut. And that's it, fam. Like, the fight is completely over. That could happen. Guys, I'm taking this now. Anything could happen. Anything is possible, okay? I've seen huge upsets, okay? Even last year, Catterall, Catterall should have won, but Catterall defeated the likes of the undisputed, pound for pound, top fighter in Josh Taylor, and he just outscored him. And this is a guy who I would say doesn't have or on paper didn't have the skill set of Josh Taylor. And imagine Anthony Yard. Anthony Yard is coming up against a phenomenal puncher with some very good skill set. And amateur has been having hundreds and hundreds of amateur fights, 18 and up with 18 knockouts. But if Anthony Yard clips him, if Anthony Yard lands on him, if Anthony Yard really, really puts a dent in the 38-year-old Beterbiev, I think that personally, it could be a surprising affair. I'm not going out my way saying, he's not 100% going to win, because Beterbiev arguably is the best light heavyweight in the world. Some may argue it's Bivol, but I would say, for me, it's Beterbiev. I think Beterbiev is number one. I think Bivol's number two, etc., etc., etc. Who's number three? Well, after the Joe Smith fight, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe it's Joe Smith, but we don't know. Anyway, what he needs to do, we'll worry about what another time. But right now, lies in the camp. Anthony A.Y. Yard, beast from the East, will be getting my full support. We're not fighting in the East, but I do hope that he can bring the belt back to East London. Strap on the shoulder. Well, not even one belt, actually. It's two belts. There's three belts. It's three belts, I think. I think it's three belts. Yeah, three belts. Everything. Well, I can't remember who's got what belt, but I know it's three belts. That he'll be fighting for. So fingers crossed he could win. Beterbiev is more skilled and a higher IQ than Wilder. Otis, yeah, absolutely agree. Also, Beterbiev is no Lyndon Arthur. I like Anthony Yard, but there is levels to this. I think you have to favor Arthur Beterbiev, but imagine Yard wins, bro. If Yard wins, yeah. Hold on, if Yard wins, yeah. My goodness, bruv. I'm telling you this now. No one can chat to me. That's it. Just any Anthony Yard haters, I'd like them to apologize. I beg for mercy and forgiveness, because, bruv, the amount of crap I had to endure defending Anthony Yard for the last couple of years, bruv. If he beats Beterbiev, I don't want to hear nothing, fam. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear, he's 38 years old. Blah, blah, blah. Nah, fam. I don't care, bruv. Yeah. Even if someone puts oil on the floor, yeah, shout out at Emma as well. Canvas could be covered in oil and Yard would not win. No, come on, man. Emma, Em. This is not the support we need, Em. Come on, man. Yard, Batavia, which round do you think it will finish? If Batavia wins, if Batavia goes, if he does a Joseph Jr. type of a fight, 2 rounds. If Yard wins, do you know what? I don't even see this fight going past 5 rounds. Big man, the more I think about it, I think if any of them are going to knock each other out, it's going to be so early doors that I don't. Even if Yard wins, I can't see it going past 6 rounds. And I think inside 5. I don't think this is going past 5 rounds. So hopefully that makes sense. But overall, Yard will get my full support. But it's tough, man. It's tough, man. I'm in East London. I want Yard to win, but I'm not delusional. Do you know what? This is boxing, man. And sometimes you got to be delusional. You got to be a crackhead, fam. You got to be watching that fight and be thinking to yourself, you know what? What if, man? What if? What if? Because Yard versus Peterbiev, in terms of odds, is not... Okay, it's very high odds to Peterbiev winning that fight. But I've seen bigger upsets in my life. And there's people older than me that have seen even, wider upsets, cherry pick gone wrong, as they say. And Anthony Yard, whatever anyone says, is like a top 15 light heavyweight. Maybe you can argue maybe top 10, but top 15 in the world is very, a very fair assessment of it. And that's a very similar circumstance to Andy Ruiz against the likes of AJ. AJ was number 1, and Andy Ruiz was top 15, maybe 12, 13, or something like that. So I think that if Peterbiev isn't 100% on it, I think hopefully Yard can do it. Because the thing is, from the first Kovalev fight, I know this is not Kovalev, I know this is, it's not, but from the first Kovalev fight, Yard had 16 fights, professional fights, went into the Kovalev, minimal amateur pedigree, minimal professional pedigree. I was like this close to beating a Kovalev fight, world champion, very this close, fam. Yeah, you're not telling me 3-4 years later, with a little bit more training, a little bit more maturity, and I would say an increase in skill, and across the board, from the quality of his punches and the technique of him to the quality of his defense has been a lot better. That improvement as well in Anthony Yard to where he was originally. Okay, 100% Peterbiev. Okay, I can understand that fair, but I'm just, I'm saying, like, maybe someone put some extra chilies in his food, like, I don't know, like maybe some lasagna was a bit poorly cooked for Peterbiev, and he's a bit like sick, understand, like maybe someone found his hotel room and, I don't know, decided to put some string or some tape around the bottom of the door, towards the bottom of the door, so when he opens the door he can fall over, and I don't know. But all I'm saying is stranger things have happened. So Yard will get my full support. If Yard wins, Tunde will be unstoppable. Shout out Tunde. Shout out Tunde. Big him up as well. You know what is Tunde's been so focused on this fight, and I do hope that he wins. I really do hope that Tunde gets the win on this one. for me, I think it doesn't really make a difference. I think he'll be the exact same. I think he's becoming wiser and more knowledgeable as the time goes on, but he'll be very loud. He'll be loud, and you know what? I am 100% down for it. I saw that my man Dillian was going to beat Fury, and I still haven't lived it down. No, Dillian, fam, bro, I knew it, fam. Bruv, I knew it. I knew it. Dillian was getting smoked. I knew it. I was a Dillian fan, and I was saying, you know, what if? No. I was trying to be optimistic, but yeah, I couldn't. The thing is, yeah, I could not see a way. Okay, if Fury had not fought Deontay Wilder, I'd say, you know what, maybe Dillian may have a chance because, you know, Dillian is very powerful, can really knock someone out with it. He's got cracking left hook, etc. But from the 3 fights that I've seen with Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, I'm just thinking to myself, Dillian is a lot slower in terms of even footwork. Deontay Wilder's got poor footwork, yeah, but Dillian is even slower on that front. Deontay Wilder is quicker hands, quicker in general. He's got more power. In terms of technique, I say Dillian's a little bit better in terms of technique, but that makes very minimal difference. I think Deontay Wilder, on his best day, couldn't defeat Tyson Fury, and I just when I would just think of Dillian, I'm like, even in your best day, I don't think you would that you'll beat Fury, but he was even worse. He was on his worst day. Oh my goodness. I already knew, man. That one I already knew. There's more hooks and prayers. Yard is good, but not elite yet, as we saw by Kovalev. That was 4 years ago, though. That was 2018. We're in 2020. That was hold on. Where was Kovalev? Bear with me. Yard Kovalev. Yard Kovalev. Okay, let me just. Yard Kovalev was 20. Bro, that was 4 years ago, man. August 2019. In Russia. Nah, come on, guys. Come on, guys, man. Come on. And their bag got nicked as well. So that's another reason as to why he wasn't prepared. His bag got nicked, fam, yeah? They went to the airport, fam. Him and Tunde went to the airport, fam, and their bags got nicked, fam, yeah? Them Russian airport workers decided to nick their bag, fam. They saw it's coming from England, and they had dollar signs in their eyes, fam, pound signs in their eyes, and they said, you know what, fam? All of that. I don't. Let me just think what would be in the bag. Let's just say it was like cocoa butter in Tunde's bag, a couple of hairbrushes, some boxing equipment, maybe. But yeah, they got nicked. They got nicked. They got nicked. But Yard is good, but not elite. As we saw, versus Kovalev, even though it was a while ago. But this is Yard's toughest fight of his career. He has not had the middle world level fight before that elite. Agreed on that point. I don't think he's had somebody who is top 5 or top 10 in light heavyweight division in the world. However, I can see the route that they were looking to go down, and I can see the arguments for and against. For me, one criticism I have with a lot of boxers is that they don't fight against, they don't fight elite level fighters. They don't test themselves, they don't challenge themselves. Okay, with Anthony Yard, it's a bit of a different case because yes, he may have not tested and challenged himself against the best fighters before the world title fight. The world title fight is an extremely difficult test. There's other fighters fighting complete tomato cans regularly, and not really stepping up. And I think with Anthony Yard, he's risking it all. He's tested himself, and I understand the tactic. They're thinking on their end. Like a lot of fighters nowadays, they linger around the world level stage. They linger around the world level stage, and they get beat. they want to go straight for the juggernaut and win that one. Okay, a bit like if I'll describe it as this. I'll describe it as this. Yeah, a lot of people say, okay, you know what? If you win the Premier League, or let's say you go up the Premier League, you go into the Europa League. From Europa League, you try and get into the Champions League. Then the Champions League, or you get top four place. Then you try and win the league. When you win the league, then you go the Champions League route. Okay, that is like the natural what they should have done. These man crash bag wall up. They got into Europa League, beating like these sorts of teams, getting the Champions League that way. Finished like 10th, got into the Champions League. Whatever, they're mid-table in the Premier League, but in the Champions League, they just go straight for it. Clear route to the final, and then one-off game, they hope and pray for the best. You understand? They go down that route. I'm not 100% in disagreement with that tactic. Some people are. I'm indifferent about it. Because they're not, the thing is, they're not saying they're the best of all. They're not moving like Tyson Fury. They're not saying I'm the best of all time or greatest ever. No. They're not doing those tactics. Yeah. If they're doing those tactics, then I can understand where people's perspective may come from. They just go by a different route. And you know what? That route was facilitated and governed by the WBO. The governing body gave them that route and put Anthony Yard number one. If they put Anthony Yard in the final eliminator against Joshua Buatsi, which is possible, they could have done that. They could have just said, listen, Anthony, I think that you need to fight for the interim belt versus Joshua Buatsi, who's I think is second or third. Against Joshua Buatsi, the winner is mandatory for the world title fight. Bro, I think that would have been a fight that they had to have taken. Okay. But because they gave it to him with very minimal requirement, it's like I can't blame Anthony Yard for that. It's like me saying, "Oh, I'm going to give flipping, I don't know, a random. Let's say I'm giving, a random cleaner, yeah, who's probably supposed to be on 20k, yeah, or 30k, yeah. If I give them 100k salary, it's not really the cleaner's fault if they take it. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's my fault for giving it. You don't know what I mean. Put some laxative in potato lasagna. That's what I'm saying, fam. Laxative setting, fam. Put some laxative in his lasagna. Oil on the canvas. You know what I'm saying? Do them things, fam. Pay people off, fam. Pay people off, fam. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, man. You're not. I'm glad we're all on the same page on this one. I'm glad we're all on the same page because that's what I would have done. Or that's what the route I would have went under. We've got but yeah, this is a good conversation to have. Bear with me. Hold on a minute. Boxer. Richard Riakpo looking ready, looking solid. Yeah, I should have thought someone like Joseph Junior Buatsi or Galasip before a fight like some before Batavia before the Kovalev fight. That's what fans probably would have preferred to see. But I can, from your perspective, if your job is to deliver a world title fight for your fighter, they delivered two. Do you know how many fighters struggle to get world title shots? Look at Dillian. Dillian fought so many top level guys. He only had one title fight in his life. And then there's other man who's fought absolute tomato guys and just had, a world title shot handed to them. You understand? Put some laxative in potatoes lasagna. That's what I'm talking about. Itching powder in his jock strap. This is what I'm talking about, yeah? This is what I'm talking about, yeah? Laxative in his lasagna, itching powder on his jock strap. That's what I mean, fam. put a mousetrap in Proterbium's shoe. This is what I'm talking about, yeah? A mousetrap in Proterbium's shoe, yeah? Oil on the canvas, flipping laxative in his lasagna, yeah? And itching powder in his jockstrap, yeah? Do what you got to do, fam. I'm telling you. It's in Wembley, fam. Paid someone to do it, fam, yeah? Not me, fam, because it's not me, but you know what I'm saying? Would I do it though? I don't know. No, I can't do it, man. I can't do it, man. Trevor will punch me up, fam. I'm not doing that, fam. But there's a bunch of kids here. If you give them, I don't know, let's say 10% of your wage. Okay, let's say he's earning £1 million from me. Yeah, you give them 10 bags here, 10 bags to do some Bandulu tactics here. They're on it, fam. A bunch of kids will be on it, fam. 10 bags. Come on, man. 10 bags. What's the worst that can happen? Broken jaw, fam. And you know what? If it's a 14, 15-year-old kid, yeah, how much of them is going to be attacked by grown men? They're not really going to get banged up by the grown man. So they may just be giving them a pass. Whereas if it was like me, bruv, Patev would punch me up, fam. I'm not going down that route, fam. Nah, surely I didn't miss it. Nah. Bruv, move, fam. All right, let's go back in. Put petrol Patevia's diesel car, fam. This is what I'm to, fam. I love this, man. I love this, man. This is what I'm here for, fam. Yeah, these tactics, fam. Bruv, I can't believe I missed it, fam. Nah, we missed the Richard fact. I'm watching it now. Left hook to the body by Chris Congo. I mean, not Chris Congo, Richard Rackwell. Right hand, left hook, right hand. Nah, surely not, fam. Is this round one? Ring walk. Right. Left. Good knockout by Chris. I'm looking at it now. I think this was inside round number one. We missed it, fam. Man, swap the Ultra Boss. Yes. Oh, no. Oh, no, man. It's funny how Dilly called body structure, but Fury outpunched you with the body shots. Make it make sense, fam. Hey. My method like I have it, fam. Bro, that brother misses everything, fam. That brother misses everything. But, yo, we've been too busy, yeah? We've been too busy brainstorming ideas on how we could sabotage Proterbium. Some great ideas that came up with, on this conversation, but apologies. I'm like, bro, apologies, guys. We're back onto it now, but good knockout by Richard Reactor. I don't really think we missed much. I think it was just one knockout. In round number 4. Ain't no way. We missed 4 rounds. $16-0 by. Oh, not Angel Fernandez, son. fuck that guy, bro. Sorry, apologies if you lot are related to Adrian Fernandez, but bruv. Man, it's the low car cut. Bruv, I can't lie, yeah. I got carried away. This entire bro. It's mad, but let's see what he says afterwards. We'll come back to it fairly shortly. But all in all, I do hope that to the outwards, man. Someone said, "Nah, bro, the rat trap in the shoe, man." No, oh no, that is funny. That is funny. I got the highlights here. Thank you, Boxer. Huh? What's this? This is Charter versus that Adam Azim. Adam Azim's, but this fight was time ago. What's going on there? CS Gas got me. Cody. Oh no, bro. He's back and he's flipping. Yeah. February 11th. February 11th. Versus Santos Reyes. All right, let's see what Riakpo wants. Now we've got the main event. Sid videos of Monday Night Smoke. Nah, Monday Night Smoke, I can't, man. The streets will send me, man. Well, good win by Riakpo. I'll just see a few clips of it, but yeah. 16 and 0, 33 years of age though. Riakpo Glowacki round number 4. KO. Riakpo was Jay Opatai. Makabu, Okoli, Arsenal Glomaria. All right, this is the smoke I need, fam. Good win though. Glowacki round number 4. I think Okoli took longer, but Okoli's win was about a few years beforehand, so you know. And Riak was talking about different styles, comparing himself to Okoli. I agree, he's got a different style. Maybe he punches a little bit harder than Okoli. In terms of power, Okoli's got a far greater skill set, but Richard has got a little bit more power. I would describe it. And I think Richard, yeah. Benjalon's referring to the power of, Riakpo, and I agree. The power on both hands is very good. Whereas I think Okoli, his backhand is powerful, but I can't say the same thing about his jab. Chris Smith is there. If I was Richard Riakpo, I would say I like Chris Smith, but nah, not feeling it. I won the world title shot, and then afterwards we'll think about it. You understand? I'm glad that Chris Smith is saying, "Oh yeah, look, we both have world titles." A lot of fighters say, "No, but you're ducking me." Sometimes you just gotta be looking at it like, listen, like I ain't got world title, so it is what it is, isn't it? It's a bit like if you're going. It's a bit like if you're. if you and another guy are going for the same girl, right? And that guy is about, he's probably what, 6'7", and he's got a Bentley, fam. You can't be complaining about, oh, raw, fam. Is what it is. You got to take it on the chin and keep it stepping. Is a Coley a boxer now? Debatable. Very debatable. This is what's happened. I'll explain this what happens. I think this is a good question, and a lot of people have been saying very similar things. Coley and Eddie Hearn are in dispute of a last fight. I think Eddie is arguing that one of the fights that they had during lockdown wasn't agreed upon the contract as being a competitive fight, and therefore, Coley owes Eddie one fight. The issue is that the Coley is having a world title fight, and his mandatory fighter, when they went straight to purse bid. So the purse bid was bought by the highest bidder, which is Boxer. So the next fight will be a Boxer for Coley indefinite, because if you're on purse bid, they could go to anyone. Like, go Frank Warren, they go Eddie Hearn, they go whatever. Even if you're an Eddie Hearn fighter, if it goes to purse bid, it's basically goes to the highest bidder. Okay, regardless of AJ, whoever. Now, with regards to the following fight afterwards, that it's still up in the air, because that goes back to the fight that basically, if Eddie wins the legal case, Coley owes Eddie one fight. If Coley wins the legal case, Coley can go to whoever the highest bidder and whoever offered him the most, which is actually Boxer. So that's the situation at this point of time. But I really doubt that he'll fight on Eddie shows again, because I think his world title shot will be next. I would say, if I give it an estimate, I'm talking about May time. So if he's fighting in May, if he were to fight again, he'd be fighting November, December, and by then I think Eddie would have scheduled AJ's second and third fight already by then. And if AJ beats Franklin and Dillian, I think Eddie won't care less. I think Eddie will be like, nah, forget it, man. I can't be asked anymore. It's too long. Do what you want to do. But we'll see. We'll see. But overall, he's fighting a Boxer, but after that is back to square one again. He's a dispute. So hopefully that answers that question. If you guys can smash that like button, that would be remarkable. And click the subscribe button, that would be extremely helpful as well. I'm trying to get to 700 subs, so if you guys can click the subscribe button, that will be eternally grateful. Oh, as well, guys, I completely forgot. Thank you to all you lot for the support you guys have shown over the last, or since you started the channel as well. Huge milestone. The channel hit 100k viewership on the channel as well. Try to get to that million views as well. So that is the overall aim, and try to get to the 1k subs as a matter of priority. But thank for all of the continued support you guys have been showing me and the channel. And yeah, we'll try to get to 1,000 subs. So you guys click the sub button. Extremely grateful for all of the support you guys have been showing me as well. So, Eubank Smith, final thoughts. I think Eubank needs to win for the progression of his career. He needs to win in order to get the world title shot. He's another one where, has he even fought a world title? I think he fought once or twice actually before. I can't remember if Gross had a title when he fought him, or if I don't think DeGale had a world title when he fought him either. But he fought top level guys before, and he's never won a world title fight. I don't know. He's never won a world. He never won a world title, Chris Eubank Jr. So therefore, I don't think they had a world title to their name. I think maybe Groves did. I could be mistaken. But irrespective of that, Chris Eubank Jr. 160 fighter. In order for him to maximize his career, he's got a lot of fans on his side. From the downfall of Conor Ben, for his profile, and also as well for his title aspirations, and for the big promotional fight if he were to fight with Conor Ben. All of those factors combined relies on Chris Eubank Jr. to win. And I think if Chris Eubank Jr. acts complacent, acts like a fool, loses a couple of rounds, and therefore lets the fight go, I think personally he will have himself to blame. On Liam Smith's side, I think with him, it's tough because he's had the big nights, he's had the fight with Canelo, he's had the Jesse Vargas's. So for him, I think that a win over Chris Eubank Jr. puts him as well back into a world title shot. Because the win of this fight for me, next fight afterwards should be a world title, regardless of what happens. If it's a draw, then okay, maybe rematch. But if it's a win and it's a valid win, I think it should be a world title shot. Pick up Eagle Eyed Football as well. Richard React for making this ring walk. Let's go, Richard. Shout out Eagle Eyed Football. Congratulations on the fourth round win to Richard Reactball. Yeah, thanks guys. Appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Yeah, try to go to the world and back. So yeah, thank you for your continued support. What is it now? 10:30. Surely this is where the main event should start. Let's report back to Sky Sports. The fact that this is a box office, I swear to God, yeah, these men are mocking it, you know. Big man thing, they're mocking it. Actual, like, bro, just think about it, yeah. Like, this is a big pay-per-view. Hold on. What's going on here? The box office just crashed. Not surprised though, can't lie. Because imagine how many people are trying to scam the thing. All right, we're back up and running. See a couple of adverts. All right, boom. This should be a normal Sky Sports, respectfully. Agreed. I don't think it should be a box office. For me, on a personal level, I don't think any fight should be in a box office unless it's like... No, I don't think any fight should be in a box office because one, I think it stunts the growth of boxing. I think it's a bit like instead of working out, you just put in steroids. That's what I think it is. It's like you try to cut corners in order to pay the fighters what they want, when in actual fact, the money that they may want, it may not be from the original pot. It might not be from an organic standpoint. So I think personally, my theory is this: if there was no pay-per-view to begin with, I think the good sport would have grown organically. I think if there was regular top fights, regular big fights, regular top level matchups, by the time it gets to this point of by the time we get to 2023, the fighters now would have probably made more money than what they are currently at the moment of time. But with the pay-per-view element, I don't think it benefits anyone personally. Do you know what I think? I think this should be pay-per-view on the football games that are like Saturday 3:00 games instead of a complete blackout. That's when I think those ones should be a pay-per-view, and the money generated from there should be towards the club that are playing. That makes sense, because like an argument is that for them, if fans don't turn up, or it's Saturday 3:00 game, for argument's sake, Forest versus Southampton, if it's on a 3:00 game and it's televised, the match going fans, some of them may not even go if their team is losing, and they might watch on TV. I think those ones should be on pay-per-view for those sorts of games, for like one-off games like that. But boxing, nah, man. Especially with the viewership as well. I still remember the days where boxing was free on normal TV. We had 4 channels. Those are the days, man. Those are the days. Is Eubank a failure if he doesn't get a world title shot? Is he a failure if he does not get a world title shot? Yes. Yes. It depends. Actually, you know what? It very much depends. If he does not have a world title shot, would he be a failure? I would say this is a tough one to call, man. It's a good question, though. It's a tough to call. Overall, I would say if he did not have a world title shot, I would say he'd be a failure because of his ability. I think he's good enough to compete for a world title. I'm not saying he's good enough to be a world champion, a current world champion. Certainly not. But I do believe that he's good enough to at least compete for a world title, considering the amount of people who have competed for world title that's middleweight. I think he's good enough to at least compete. So if he does not compete, especially given the amount of opportunities that to potentially fight for one, especially against Triple G, and the fact that the pricing himself out, the paying issue. If you guys know what I mean, you know what I mean. If he does not get a world title shot, he can only blame himself. Because there's guys with not as much ability as him. Let's be honest, not as much ability as him. Okay, not as much backing as him. Have got world title shots and have performed better at the highest stage. So for me, I think it's a failure. I think it's an absolute failure. Forgot to say about Parker is a failure and he had a world title. I wouldn't say Parker's a failure. Joe Parker, I wouldn't say he's a failure because Joe Parker had a world title and he lost to Anthony Joshua narrowly. He also lost to Dillian White. And then he recently lost to Joe Joyce, 3 top level fighters. I don't think it's a necessary failure. But what I do believe is that because when I look at Joseph Parker, I don't see a guy that's not making the most of his career. He's not making because he's trading. Who's he trading with? Joseph Parker. He's trading with who's Joseph Parker trading with? That is a good question. I wouldn't say Joseph Parker's a failure. No. The more I think about it, no, I would not. That's a bit harsh. That is very harsh because he beaten. Okay, controversially, he has somebody else is controversial, but he's beaten the likes of a Adi Ruiz. He's beaten Derek Chisora. He's been in the ring with Dillian White, Anthony Joshua, and Joe Joyce. I think regardless of win, lose, or draw, I think he's had a successful career. Some of those fights, his tactics may have been a little bit off, and I can understand where people can criticize him on that point. Also, on the fact that with Tyson Fury, the friendship that they have, it's a bit sus, but the friendship that they currently have is also another reason as to, because if he said, listen, like Tyson, look, you're a good friend of mine, but I really want to fight for a world title. Yeah, I just want to fight you next, man. I want to fight for a world title. I know you're looking to fight Derek Chisora, but you don't need to offer. I could take $1.5 million. Like I don't need 2 million. I could take 1 million. Yeah, Tyson Fury probably would have taken that fight. But he's coming off a loss, so it is what it is. Who's it? Remember, we had a 3 p.m. games on pay-per-view, etc. during lockdown. That was every game. And that was a bit mad. But I think that for certain games, like, it doesn't have to be too much. It could be like a £5 pay-per-view, something like that. Just show the game. Like, I'd rather watch that than having to stream the game and through flipping watching it through some Russian streams or whatever it is. Like, if you know what I mean. I wonder if Eubank will walk out to YMCA just to wind everybody up. My goodness. Liam Swift is walking out. Let's see what he's walking out to. It's a bit odd. Okay. Oh, a couple of guys said, and Andy Lee. Yes. Andy Lee. Okay. Andy Lee's trading. Okay. That makes sense. You are right, actually, Andy Lee. Because I was thinking to myself, isn't it not Sugar Hill? But no, Sugar Hill doesn't trade him. I swear, I say it, like it felt like it, but Andy Lee, you are correct. Andy Lee's a good trader. Oh, apologies. Let me just sort this out because we want to make sure it's all good. I think when it comes to the main event, it usually just starts bugging out. But give me one moment. Oops. All right, we're back in now. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Back in. Sugar Hill trading Fury. Okay. That makes sense. I think they trade a lot. They trade very closely together anyway. So this is where a lot of the confusion is. And I think they're often in the same camp. Liam Smith walking around the whole car park. Flip it off, fam. Liam Smith going around the whole flipping block, fam, just to get to the ring. Come on, man. All right, let's go. Come on, Liam. Maybe we ain't got all day. They got to figure out a way to do better, man. No, I'm not feeling this rhythm. This is some cheaper by the dozen music, fam. This, you know, the American music here that's like it. They're in between like scenes. This is like some cheaper than dozen music, fam. Some Marley and Me rhythms, fam. This is not my forte, fam. This is apologies if anyone, if you know, this is for people, fam. This is some like cheaper by the dozen music, fam. Liam just walked past Sainsbury's where he was like, bruv, this is the same place where they done the Amir Khan thing. Amir Khan, I think Amir Khan for exact same stadium, and that same walk is the same walk as Amir Khan, and I think I think they should have stopped it then. And I'm having the same criticism as it now. I don't agree with him walking around the entire block, fam. It doesn't have to be a ring walk from the changing room. Sometimes it could be a ring walk from, like, he could do half that walk to begin with, like warm up a bit, like dance to 2 feet, and then when the music starts playing, just come out quickly. You understand? Not walking around the whole block, fam. You ain't got all day, fam. Flipping walk past Tesco, walk past Sainsbury's, fam. Like, bruv, come on, man. We ain't got all day, man. And for a boxer, just imagine, fam, walking around the whole block, fam, just to get to the ring. The worst ring walk was AJ, man. My goodness, man. Oh my goodness. You don't remember that? The Usyk one fight. Yeah. I see someone that knows, hey, Shirley, how's it going, Shirley, mate? How's it going? Nah, man. Nah. No. Can't be doing that, man. Liam Smith walked past Tesco every little house. So shout out Tesco, fam. Big up Tesco. I've got Liam Smith with that brother from Usyk trainer. That Usyk man. It's better than few Frank Warren shows. Frank had the ball in the cemetery. No way. That is peak, fam. Oh wow. Like I don't know if you lot seen it. That Rocky song killed it, man. A 100%. Because Eubank Jr. is not even out of the room yet. Yo, did you not see that? That's funny. That is funny. They knocked on man's door, say, hurry up, fam. You got all day, mate. Roy Jones Jr., the man with the legend. Bruv, I can't believe they told man to hurry up, fam. Chris Eubank Jr. shadow boxing in the car park with the ambulance behind him. All right. This should be an amazing fight. You guys to smash that like button. That would be extremely helpful. Yeah. This is more like it. Still Dre. Still Dre's more like it. This is my cup of tea, mate. This is what I want. Good rhythm. Very fitting for somebody of, you know, this is probably the perfect song for him. It's what I'm here for. This is what I'm here for. See what I'm saying? Yeah. The community approves. We approve. Hold on, let me get my side effects ready, fam. Apologize, I've got us. I got. Hold on. Yeah, let's go.
Let's go! I'm ready! Let's go! I'm ready!
All right, let's go. Right, let's mute that quickly. Apologies, there's any lag. Made it just had hit that sound one more time. Come on. Rob, this is the sound effects. Let me just show you the sound effects.
Let's go! I'm ready!
Don't tell me about my dog. I know my dog. Don't tell me about my dog. I know my dog.
Look at this friend! Look at this friend! Get in the car. Look at this friend!
Big man thing, yeah? It's not looking good, bruv.
Yeah, we got our sound effects good to go, fam. Big up you, man. Big up everyone in the chat. If you guys smash that like button, that will be absolutely admirable. How's it? Because Eubank Jr. analyzing the crowd. That was Travis, isn't it? Shout out, Travis. Travis is the best, man. I haven't spoken to Travis in a while, though. I might. It's just I've got a lot of outside ventures that I'm doing at the moment, so we're just clashing Monday next smoke. But we'll see if we can jump on this week. Hopefully, we can. But yeah, just sort of business and work commitments. But yeah, I need to speak to Travis. Actually, I might hit him up actually after this. Thanks for reminding me. I might just hit him up after this. I've spoken to him in a while. I doubt that's going to happen. But yeah, I don't know who I would support though. Actually, I would probably support Travis, but I've been watching KSI for 10 years, man. Years. Like, I've been watching KSI for so long. Actually, not 10 years, but you know what I mean, like a hot minute. Let's go. Roy Jones Jr. as the trainer. Not feeling it, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, since FIFA, you know what I'm saying, fam? Since FIFA 13, 14 times, that's when he was doing the content with the side bed and early days, real and sport content, fam. You don't know if you know, you know, Q&A Sundays with the family, him and his mum and his brother. The Akifed Emil Heskey times. You know what I'm talking about, fam. You don't know. Like from early, you know. In terms of the YouTube thing, like people who I look up to the most, I think it's, you know, apart from the obvious, you know, Adeola Depot, the KG and Travis Denise were there, and Spencer and today this man. It would be the OGs would be KSI, I think Spencer Owen is definitely up there as well. Like these dons, you understand? Deji as well. Shout out Deji, man. Deji games are like. I remember with Deji before he even started. JD was just, he didn't even have a channel. He was on KSI's channel. He didn't even have a channel. I think for a while he never. Shout out Deji, man. Do you know what's crazy? Like, I've got a younger brother, yeah. I've got a younger brother, and it was always like when I saw KSI and Deji, it reminded me of like me and my younger brother, and I think it was so relatable, like the way they were doing things. But they were wild. I can't lie, they were crazy. Here we go. We're back into round number comedy shots game, man. You know, trust me, you don't know him. That will be Saturday Night Smoke. Agreed. But yeah, agreed. Let's go back up. Agree with everyone. I'm 100%. Back into the boxing. We got Eubank Jr. versus Liam Smith. Double jab by Eubank. All right. Eubank, as soon as Liam Smith gets in close, Eubank Jr. adopted a clinch. Again, low arms by Eubank, very dangerous tactic by him. But irrespective of that, good movement by the pair of fighters. Chris Eubank Jr. jab, good at exit plan as well. Double jab, exit. Okay, this is more like it. This is what I'm here for. Left hook, jab to the body by Smith, jab to the head by Eubank. Let's go. This is a tough fight to call. This is a very, very, very tough fight to call. Feint by Eubank, feint by Liam. Right on the glove by Eubank. Right on the glove by Eubank. Glove, uppercut miss, left hook miss by Eubank, slips in it, but makes no difference. Right hand, left hook by Liam Smith, right hand to the body and landed. Whew. Guys, I'm sorry, but if you saw what I saw, fam, the melanin of my days, fam, you saw what I saw, my goodness, fam. Jab. Left hook to the body, left hook inside by Eubank Jr. Jab to the head by Eubank. Eubank is just analysing the situation and see which tactic is best suitable for this level of opponent. But first round, I'm gonna have to give it to Liam Smith. Good one round. Good first round by Liam Smith. Yo, pick up. I think I'm lagging. I think it should correct itself. I've kind of realized it just corrects itself. I think it should correct itself fairly soon. But big up Eagle Eyed, man. Yo, big up Rich, man. I need to get my predictions in. I know, fam. Chelsea flipping. They're getting on them. Anyway, back to the boxing at hand. Bruv, you know what's crazy, yeah? Minimal lags. As soon as it gets to like the main event, yeah, it starts smashing up, fam. I think it's because they're always trying to hack into the main ring. The uppercut. Well, big up Eagle Eyed, fam. Let's go back into the boxing. All right, let's go. Round number 2. Jab to the head by Eubank. Jab to the head by Eubank. Right hand by Eubank. Good footwork by Eubank. Left hook by Eubank. Good work. Slip. Good clinch. This is better. I give the first round to Smith, but that was very narrow round to call. And I think this is going to be this round, from what it appears, it's going to be a clear round. Good right hand by Liam Smith. Left hook by Liam Smith. Referees telling them to be a little bit more sportsman-like, because I think they were on the verge of hitting each other on the back of the head, but both men pulled out. Left hook uppercut, but missed. Good right hand, landed right on the glove by Eubank, but Eubank has been getting caught with a couple of the shots. Yes, he's throwing more, and I think that's 100% true. But what the issue is that his punches are not landing at all. Whereas if Liam Smith is throwing a lot less punches, but the ones he is throwing, a couple of them are landing clean, But because Eubank kind of has got an exit plan ready to go, he bounces on the front foot, on the balls of his feet, and he exits the range. it looks like it didn't land, but I could see it landed clean. So far, yes, you could be throwing shots, but if you're not landing, what's the point, fam? This is not flipping. This is not flipping. What's it called? Diversity, fam. This is not step up, fam. This is not a dancing session, fam. This is boxing, fam. Hit and not be hit, not be hit and not be hit. Let's go. Good jab by Chris Eubank. Good feint jab. Left hook that landed. The right hand landed on the glove, but the left hook landed clean. Right hand on the glove. I hope the guys are. The good uppercut by Liam Smith. Right on the glove. That landed. Good jab by Eubank. Left hook by Liam Smith. Right hand, left hook by Liam Smith. Okay, that's another Liam Smith round to me. I think there's 2 rounds to Liam Smith because it's very close to goal, but I think it's 2-0 to Liam Smith. Let me know how you guys are scoring it too. I'm so happy for Richard React for 1 rep in Palace. Big up Richard, man. You're not gonna believe this, yeah, Rich. Yeah. Hold on. Roger Jr. is telling him to feint and then adopt the body shot. I think that's a good tactic. I can't see anything wrong with those tactics. But fam, Rich, if you knew what happened, yeah. Anyway, I think I was on another tab. I muted it. I went on another tab, yeah. And we were brainstorming ways in which we can sabotage Peterpiev before the yard fight. So some people were describing it as like put a rat, a mouse trap in his shoe, the laxative in his lasagna, stuff like that, yeah, just so that Anthony Yard could win. And whilst brainstorming that, we completely missed the Richard React for fight. Whilst brainstorming those ideas, until man kindly came to us and said, "Listen, Richard won." I was like, "Rah, Richard." We watched the clips afterwards. We did see the knockout. Ooh, back of the head shot by Liam Smith. Referee gave a little warning, but nothing too drastic. But we're still in round number 3. Good job by Eubank. Jab by Eubank. Jab by Eubank. Jab by Eubank. This is better. Jab by Eubank. Jab by Eubank. Looking. Jab. I think he should feint. Hook to the body. Remember what Roy Jones said? Hook, like feint, jab to the body or hook to the body. Sorry. He didn't. He's not really listening. See, and this is another reason why I'm not 100. Good right hand by Liam Smith. Left hook didn't land, but the right hand did. Minute on the clock. Jab by Eubank. Feint by Liam Smith. Eubank's timing is very good. That's what Eubank had done for. It said repeatedly throughout the show. He said the timing of Chris is absolutely commendable. These are just landed on the gloves. Nothing to land in. He's landing right on the gloves. I missed completely. And this is what a year out the ring does to you. You start missing some good shots. Right, 1-2 by Liam Smith. Chris Eubank Jr. threw about 10 shots and none of them landed. Uppercut, but didn't land. Right on the glove. Again, on the glove. That landed. 20 seconds on the clock. Jab by Eubank. Jab by Liam Smith. Right hand by Eubank. Left hook by Eubank. Now that landed perfect. Left hook. Right uppercut by Eubank. 30 seconds on the clock. Left hook. Right uppercut by Eubank. This is what I'm talking about. Third round, I say Eubank won that third round. I think I have it 2-1 to Liam Smith. First 2 rounds I gave it to Liam. Third round I gave it to Eubank because I think throughout the entirety of this fight, in each round, I think Eubank had thrown more punches, but of which the ones he thrown, I think 1 or 2 are just about landing, or just a handful of them are landing. Whereas if Liam Smith, he's throwing a lot less shots, but half of his shots that Liam is throwing is actually landed. So it's like, and half of them are very effective as well. So it's like, and it's the aggression, the aggression at the same time. All of those factors combined lead me to believe that I think Liam Smith is currently winning the fight, but it is close. I think the tides are turning, and this is a year it goes out the window. And this is something that we were discussing ahead of the fight. Viewers' verdict: Liam Smith 2-1. Yeah, that's what, bruv. You see what I'm saying, fam? OTC knows what he's talking about. Jab, double jab by Eubank. Double jab by Eubank. You don't have to be throwing a lot of shots, but if you can't land it, see, uppercut missed out completely. Jab, right on the guard. Right hand, left hook, right hand. Good shots. Left, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1 knockdown. Chris Eubank is injured. Oh my God, his head is gone. His legs are wobbling. 2 minutes on the clock. Right, left hook, right hand, uppercut, left, right. Roll. Oh my God. Oh my. What? Oh my. My. Wow. Fuck. Bruv. Wow. My. Oh my. What a knockout. Liam. Man like Liam. Bruv. I flipping told you not, man. Sorry. See? I've got that. Bruv. Wow. Guys, I told you. Inaccuracy. The inaccuracy is caused by inactivity. When you are inactive, you are inaccurate. When you are inaccurate, you leave yourself susceptible to shots. I said he should have his arms high, but instead he had his arms low. And all of those key factors enabled Liam Smith just to do his thing, keep in the fight, do his thing, work, like literally just work within his means. Sometimes Chris Eubank Jr., his biggest weakness is himself. Had he decided to fight another fight before this one, I decided to take this one afterwards and you know, work on his calibration, work on his accuracy, work on his timing. You know, get back into normal ways. Like this is what happened. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. Honestly, guys, I'm in shock. I could see it, bro. I called it a draw, fam, because I could flipping know. I knew it, bro. So fucking, bro. Sometimes, yeah, bruv. I swear, yeah. Hold on a minute. Boxing, man. Wow. Because you do those people like Chelsea and you know Liverpool, 100, bruv. 100%, man. Chris should have taken the 9 count. He didn't have to get up so quick. Experience, yeah. This wow. I'm looking at it now. Let me recalibrate my camera because I'm just in so much shock. Honestly, guys, what on earth? What, bruv? I am in eternal shock. Like, for me, my goodness. What a knockout. What a knockout by Liam Smith. Yeah. What a, bruv. A year out the ring, this is what it does to you. A year out the ring, this is what it does to you. Yeah. Inactivity produces inaccuracy. Plus, the trainer is not, we all know Roger Jr. is not the best of trainers. Yeah. So let's just keep it a buck. Let's just keep it a buck. He's not a good trainer. But then again, Chris Eubank Jr. wasn't a good student. I remember hearing that Roy Jones say, listen, fade, had like hook, like fade, and then hook to the body. Fade, hook to the body. But this guy entered the round, started jabbing. Like I could say, Roy Jones is not a good trainer, but Chris is not a good student, fam. He don't listen, bruv. He don't listen, fam. Turns up to class and doesn't do his homework, fam. I don't care what teacher turns up, what teacher's standing at the front of the class. If you don't listen, you don't listen, fam. Yeah, this is what happens, fam. Yeah, this is what happens. Yeah, if you're not serious, this is what happens. Ring rust, bro. Chris will be back. Not good enough. Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? He fought in February, negotiated a fight with a guy 2 weights below him in October. October, you're a middleweight. October, and the last time you fought was in February. No, January. Yeah, last year. No, February. It was February last year. So you decided that you wanted to take an 8-month layoff. Yeah, fight someone 2 weight classes below you. When that fight fell off through, you then scheduled a fight in January, so you would have had a year out of the ring against an opponent better than Conor Benn at 160. Let's be honest with you, yeah. an opponent who's on the up, yeah, or somewhere argues on the decline, but has come with good wins recently. So you decided, yeah, to take the biggest gamble with the least. Chris needs to retire. It's not. No. Liam Smith fought Jesse Vargas, yeah? Then wanted another fight in December, yeah? Before the Eubank fight. Beat some random Brer, yeah? Even though the other Brer probably quit. Yeah? Beat some random Brer. Then fought Eubank in January. So he fought 3 times last year, 3 times last year. Whereas Eubank fought once in February, early last year. Not good enough. I'm not hearing it. Eubank got stopped. Lee Swift just done what I thought was impossible when he hurt to stop, and he hurt and stopped Eubank. I was not expecting that at all. Like, honestly, this is what happens. Because my man. This is the comment. Fighting bums and smaller guys for 5 years for paydays. This is what you get. And you know what? I can understand that perspective. This is what happens. Robert Smith's in the ring talking to Roger Jr. and Chris Eubank Jr. If Eubank fought a cab driver last year, people would have complained. But he would have been prepared. Yeah, yes, people would have complained, but he would have been prepared. If he scheduled a fight with Liam Smith and then decided, you know, the guys fighting Liam Smith in January, you know, in about a week or 2 weeks' time, I'm fighting, or you know, I scheduled a Conor Ben fight in about 2 weeks' time. Chris Eubank Jr. say, well done. Chris Eubank Jr. is talking. Chris Eubank Jr. just said, listen, if you want the rematch, you're going to have the rematch. But we don't need to see it again. I don't want to see it again. No, because no, I'm not. No, we're not doing it, man. Because I think I know Chris Eubank Jr. will win that fight, and this is not what I want to know. What I want to see. I don't want to see a year out of the ring, and then now all of a sudden you decide, oh man, like now I've recalibrated. Now I've got my accuracy. This is what happens. No, fam. Good for this, bruv. This is what happens, fam. Yeah, we saw it with a bag of other fighters. Bivol could have lost to Craig Richards on the basis that he was out the ring for that long. He was this close to losing to Craig Richards. Craig Richards could have beaten him, yeah, by like a round or two. And lo and behold, yeah, the common denominator is that he was out the ring for that long. Then he fought some random other bray, yeah, was still a bit rusty, still a bit dead. He fought Canelo afterwards, yeah, walloped Canelo. Then fought Ramirez, beat Ramirez comfortably, yeah. He would not have beaten Canelo or Ramirez if he had taken a year out the ring. No way, no way. And this is what it does to you. Well done, Liam. Well done, Liam. Bruv, guys, we need to talk about it. What the flip's gone on? But OTC said, Chris, yeah, I believe he wins the rematch. Yeah, I'm pretty convinced he wins the rematch because a lot of the issues that I saw in the ring was based on inactivity, and because he just fought now, and if he fights another fight like this is a random tomorrow and wins, and then fights Liam Smith for the rematch, in my opinion, I think he could beat Liam Smith. Okay, in the rematch, but that's besides the point. I would not, if I was the Liam Smith, yeah, no rematch, because I took the fight seriously. I was active, went into the ring, was 100% focused, and I got the job done. Why am I going to risk it all? You know the rematch is going to be harder because you know he's been out the ring for the best part of a year. So if I was Liam Smith, I would not take the rematch unless it's for a bag of peace. But even so, you've got the likes of a world title, right? Like you can fight for a world title or fight Chris Eubank Jr. Man, you just walloped here in a rematch. What are you not doing? What are you not doing? Jaime Munguia, he could fight. He could fight. Bruv, he could fight a bag of people. Yeah. Whoever's got the belt. Who's got the belt? I think. Let me just check. Because this 160 belt is getting passed around like a flipping community girl, fam. Yeah. Like a village bike. It's getting passed around like a village bike. Hold on. Because I think Andrade's got a belt. Has he got 168 belt? Yeah, this belt's been passed around like a flipping. Charlo, has Charlo still got the belt? I think it might be Charlo still. Hold on a minute. Middleweight, Jamal Charlo, Gennady Golovkin, at McNeely. Okay, cool, perfect. Fight Gennady Golovkin, fam. Gennady Golovkin's got the WBA super belt, you know, the main thing. Gennady Golovkin also has the IBF. He's 40 years old. I think, you know, if I was the Liam Smith, that's the route I'm going down. Yeah. Or, well, I'll say fight Charlo, but Charlo's flipping the brother's not serious about boxing, fam. Charlo's more like an MC. He's not a boxer, fam. Yeah. But fight these man, fam. Yeah. Maybe Akwick Newly, fam. But these man there, Munguia is top one in the WBC or one in the WBO. So no point going down, mate. You are on let me just see Liam Smith. Liam Smith, I'm pretty sure Liam Smith is not young, okay? He's not a spring chicken. Liam Smith, 1988. So how old is that, brother, fam? 34, fam. 34. If you're 34, why would you go back and fight? Nah, fam. Nah. This is what happens, fam. This is what happens, fam. Eubank's inactivity was due to the kind of bed. No, it wasn't, fam. Eubank's inactivity, yeah. Yes, he was supposed to fight Conor Ben, but that was in October, yeah. That was in October. He could have fought in December. Liam Smith. Let's go with Liam Smith box rec. Because I'm pretty sure Liam Smith fought in October. No, Liam Smith fought in September. He fought in April. He fought in April and September and January. So he fought basically in the space of a year. He fought, yeah, between April last year and January this year. He's fought 3 times. Yeah. Now let's go to Chris Eubank Jr. This is what inactivity does to you, fam. January 2023, sorry, Liam Smith. February 2022, Liam Williams, yeah? He had 2 fights in 2021 against Marcus Morrison and some other brother who ran around the ring like a lunatic, yeah? And then he had a 2-year before that, He was out for 2 years, 7th of December 2019. So he's out for 2 years. It's unacceptable, man. He's had pretty much like 4 fights in 4 years. That's not good. I can't then turn around and say, oh, bro, no, man, because you could have fought, bro, you had 4 fights in 4 years. My bro, you could have had 16 fights in that period. No, not 16. You could have had at least 12 fights in that period of time. 10, you could have had 10 to 12 fights in that period of time. And you had 4, yeah? 4 fights, yeah? You could have got your career moving quick. You could have had 2, 3 world title shots because of your stupidity. This is what happens, yeah? He could have decided, Liam Smith fought in September, yeah? His fight fell through a week or 2 weeks later. Oh, well, a month later, basically, yeah? He could have fought a tomato can in December, fam. Tomato can in December. Let's say early. Let's say he could have found another opponent, a backup opponent for November, end of November, yeah? Early December, yeah? That would have left him 6 weeks before this fight. He could have fought tomato can, got the ring rust out, and then fought Liam Smith, man. Or he could have rescheduled the Liam Smith for a little bit further back and fought somebody else in between. Liam Smith is a harder opponent than Conor Benn. So why would you not be well prepared for it? That makes no sense to me. Eubank did 2 camps in the last 3 months, fam. Camps, listen, inactivity. This guy, does it look like he done, bro? You don't know what I'm saying, yeah? He was punching and he weren't landing. It was firing blanks. This guy, yeah, has been out the ring for a year and he was throwing shots and they were all firing blanks, missing, yeah? Uppercuts that were like, bro, imagine my head here, yeah? The uppercuts it's going this way. It weren't landing. Jabs were right on the glove. Like, literally, Liam Smith here won by 2 tactics. Accuracy of punches and having his gloves up. That's it. Accuracy of punches and having his gloves up, yeah? Eubank Jr., gloves down, inaccurate, yeah? 2 things that I said, listen, he needs to fix up. Like 2 things I said, listen, if he doesn't take this fight seriously, if he takes a couple of rounds off him, if he wants to be acting silly, that's fair. But in this fight, it appeared that the first 3 rounds, he did take it seriously, but tactics off, application off, inactivity and ring rust, a huge factor in him losing this fight. Now, if you combine those 3 factors and a guy in Liam Smith, hungry, looking forward, looking for him to say, listen, I am here to beat you. No excuses, yeah? I'm here to beat you. I'm not hearing it, man. I'm not hearing it, man. Because the Liam Smith knew that he's fighting Eubank in January. So you know what he done? He fought in September just so that he could be prepared for that fight. Eubank had the exact same plan, but instead, and I know Conor Benn, bro, he could have fought in December, fam. I'm not hearing it. He could have fought in December. He could have rescheduled this fight for March, or February and March. Yeah, problem solved. I would have told him to do that. Mismanagement and complacency and inactivity is the reasons why he lost this fight. Yeah, it's his fault. Eubank said, I'm 50%. Eating KFC, I'm 50%. I'm 50%. This is what 50% does to you, yeah? If you start bragging on about how... Because let me tell you something. Eventually, this stuff catches on to you, yeah? This stuff catches on to you eventually. You cannot be complacent going forward. Like, you can't be complacent. You can't just say, I'm 60%, 50%. 40, bro, you can't do that, fam. Because a 50% Chris Eubank Jr. does not beat a 100% Liam Smith. A 100% Chris Eubank Jr. definitely beats a 100% Liam Smith. Unquestionable, yeah? First and foremost, hands to the bottom of the floor, yeah, makes you just opening up yourself for all kinds of attacks Yeah. So the first and foremost, hands, gloves up. Let's go back to basics. Yeah. Gloves up. Yeah. You hearing me, fam? Gloves up. Simple. Yeah. Number one. Number two. Listen to your corner. If your corner says fade, hook to the body, fade, hook to the body, fade, because Roy Johnson, the fade is what putting Liam Smith off. Ignore that completely. Flew over his head. What's the point of having a corner team if you're not listening to them? At this point, what's the point? You not let me know. You not let me know, yeah? What's the point in having a corner team if you're not going to listen to them? That's like, you could argue that Roy Jr. might not be the best trainer in the world, might not be the best trainer for Chris Eubank Jr. I'm very accepting of those facts. But, however, if you are completely ignoring a trainer in the ring, it's like you're asking for it, yeah? Arms low, gets caught. All right, cool. You get caught, you're hurt. This is what, yeah, pain management is, yeah? You get caught, you hurt. This is what you do, yeah? Before the second or third shot lands, the first one landed, cool. This is what you do. Take a knee, yeah? Run down the 8 o'clock, yeah? Move around the ring, move around the ring, move around the ring, jab, jab. Single jab, move around the ring. Single jab, move around the ring, yeah? If he catches you again, don't matter. Hit the canvas, run down the clock, get some liquids in you, some fluids in you, during the break, and regain your fitness there, regain your stamina bar, and then take the first minute of the next round off, jab, move, jab, move, jab, move, then proceed in the attack. He did not do that. Instead, what he done, knock down, hit the floor, jump back up like spring chicken, run around, try to brawl with the, whilst being hurt, try to brawl with the guy, got knocked down again, legs were wobbly, bang, 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 crash, bang, wallop, bob's your uncle, and finish your arm, okay? And then that's where he is. He's been knocked down, lost by KO because of, partly down to, it's not inexperience. I'm not hearing it, man. I'm not hearing it. It's his fault. No. This is another thing. If you're not 100% for the rematch, I don't want to hear it, fam. Your fault. Your excuse. I'm not hearing it, man. I'm sorry. You're going into a boxing match, and you're not 100%. That makes no sense. Maybe I'm bugging out. No KFC from now on. Again, his fault. Sometimes, yeah, and this is what I'm saying, like, sometimes you don't need to act like the villain, because if you act like the villain, you're inciting bad energy towards you. That's in my opinion. Like, if you act like the villain, you're going to incite bad energy towards you. And currently, at the moment in time, that's what he's experiencing, and it is what it is. You got to for saying I blame Connor. That's fair enough. On this point, I'm going to disagree with. Chris needs to call it a day. A couple of people have said that, but Chris needs to call it a day. He's run his race. Go play poker, son. Mate. His fault. How are you, my friend? How's you, my friend? You begged you to try to fight like Roger Jr. and get stopped like Jones did with Antonio Tarver. I tell you can't write this stuff, man. Hopefully he'll retire to Dubai and give his legend of a father some peace of mind in his old age. Do you know what, Emma? I agree. Do you know what people said before, like, like, retire because I play some poker? I was like, yeah, he can come. He's got a lot left in him. But when you mentioned about his father, I'm like, you know what? I think you should call it a day, man. I think you should call it a day. I know there's boxers out there with their families are watching them. They're just hoping to pray that they come out there in one piece, all good. And even some boxers can't. Some parents of boxers can't even watch them fight because it's painful to watch. Like, so I know a couple of like mothers who watch their sons fight. It's like they can't do it, man. They can't do it. But for Chris Eubank Jr. getting knocked out in this fight, and his father just, for me, if I was Eubank Jr., I would be doing a lot of things differently. But if I were to advise Eubank Jr. at this point, I would say, listen, mate, if you want to make money, if this is the only reason why you're in this sport is to make money, then I'm not being funny. Yeah, go play poker. Go play poker. Do something else, because you can make more money elsewhere than getting your head punched in. If that's what you're here for. If that's what you're here for. You're 33 years of age. Are you going to win a world title? Yes or no? I personally believe that it's still doable, but with the current mindset that is on and the current attitude that he has towards boxing, doubt it. I really doubt it. So if I was him, I'd really consider retirement. It has to be definite. It has to be like, listen, I'm retiring or not. Like, I'm retiring or I'm taking the sport seriously. It can't be a half-ass. They can't retire it and then come back 3-4 years later, because it'll be like 36, 37. He can't do that. He needs to either retire now or go for it. Okay, he can go for it, but that requires a level of humility. That requires a level of understanding that there is a lot of things that he needs to learn. There's a lot of, especially mentally, he needs to really hold in on his skill and work on particularly his defense. His defense is very off. I've seen it in a couple of his previous fights, actually. I've seen it in the Marcus Morrison fight, and I've also seen it in the Liam Williams fight, where the defense is 100% there, but because of the opponent that he's coming up against, they're a lot more slow than him, and their accuracy of punches is quite rather poor themselves. So I could see a world in which he managed to avoid those gaping holes. But irrespective of that, I personally believe that Chris Eubank Jr. needs to, first and foremost, regardless of what happens, he needs to, if he's going to fight, I would say get rid of Roy Jones Jr., but he needs to understand, listen, why am I not listening to the trainers? Because if you just try to make money, like, listen, I get it. Trainers get like 10%. Some of them, like, they don't really get in the ring. So you're thinking, like, what can I learn from them? Have they actually walked the path that you want to walk? Yeah. But let me tell you something. Every world-class trainer, Emmanuel Stewart, Angelo Dundee, the list goes on and on and on and on. A lot of these men weren't world-class boxers. A lot of these men were world-class trainers. And if you look at these and say, oh, what do you know? Oh, what do you know? This kind of attitude is the reason why he's in this predicament. Had he decided to hold on his skills, listen to a world-class trainer, and bust his ass off, and act 100% laser focused in every single fight, I guarantee he would have had 3-4 world title shots and maybe would have won one of them. Yeah, we don't know, but maybe would have won one of them. But because of his, basically, his all of the because of his effery, let's just call it that, his effery, he's now in this predicament. He's here now. So what now? What do we do? He'll fight Conor Billy Joe Saunders. He was chasing after Billy Joe Saunders. Why? If you want to fight Billy Joe Saunders, you're not serious, fam. Just retire at this point. No point. You're better off flipping fighting. You're better off going to YouTube boxing card. That's a better idea. Fight on a YouTube boxing card. Fight Jake Paul. That's a great idea. How about that? That's a great idea. Fight on a YouTube boxing card. If you're in it for just the money, just the cha-ching, fight the YouTube boxing card or go poker, fam. If you're not serious, yeah. If you're serious about your career, get a proper trainer in, yeah, and listen to the trainer. Let's start with the basics. Listen to the trainer and maximize the remainder of your career. You've got what 3-4 years left out at the highest level. So really and truly, what we do now, you can't retire and come back 3-4 years later because you're going to be done out here. So you ain't got what the only hope and choice that you have at this point in this period of time, is getting a proper trainer in. Yeah, getting a proper trainer in. Stop with all this stupidness antics. 50% KFC, bruv. Sack all of that. Yeah, let's just go back to basics. Get in the gym, work hard. No trash talking, and let's keep it. Let's just see out the rest of your career and have it the best remainder of your career. Okay, none of this stupidity. As for Liam Smith, I'm not even talking about Liam Smith, the winner. Good win, very good win. Worked hard, yeah. Worked hard. Gave it his all. Was 100% serious in the fight, and this is what happened. Even though I think one of the rounds, the third round, I didn't have him winning that round. He still was on it. He was still persistent. He was still trying different variations. He was still had his guard up very high, very tightly fit, and was patient in the fight. Chris was just, I don't know, he was doing Chris stuff. Okay, he was doing crazy stuff, but remarkable performance. I do hope that he goes on to have a world title shot. And you know what? Win. I do hope he wins. It's a tough ask, but with the title holders, I don't think he's good enough to be any of them. But I do hope he gets in the ring with, I don't know, a Triple G and gives him a run for his money. I don't know if he'll win, but hope for the best and give him a run for his money and see how it goes. But I'd like him to have that fight. He's been in there, and then he could say, listen, I've been there with Triple G. I've been there with Canelo. I could have won, not could have won, but I didn't win any of them, but at least I gave it my full go. You know what I'm saying? I rep Liverpool on the big stage. I made my money. I worked my ass off. I maximized as much of my potential as I possibly can. It weren't good enough because I was up against some absolute monsters in the middleweight division that were world title, title holders, etc. But Liam Smith, he is a title holder in itself before. He did win the thing is, he did win the WBO, the WBO light middleweight title back in the day. Well, did he win a world title? Hold on. Yeah, he won a vacant light middleweight world title back in the day, in like 2015 or something like that. But a good fight for him will be, for me, if you can get Triple G fight, that'll be good. If you can get a Triple G fight, good on you. Shocked, not really shocked to be fair, because we did kind of a lot of the things that I mentioned before the fight happened, but the stoppage, I did not expect that part. That part was the one I was a bit, wary of. David Hay beat Eubank by stoppage. Guess what? He was wrong again. That's his mate, so here's what it is. Eubanks can win rematch. Agreed. Is Conor bum mouthing off now? Hold on a minute, please. No way, please. Conor should shut his mouth if he is. Well, hopefully it's not. Conor. Oh no, please don't tell me. Uh-oh. Guys, my screen. Let me share my screen. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. All right, hopefully you guys could. Got it. Boom. Hopefully you guys can see. Oh man, Chris Eubank, it's a good job. You didn't fight me. You lost 2 rounds. Wow.
To finish, because I was going to say I'm very, very harsh right now. I knew you was going to say that, like you said it before, but please just, which camera can I look into to tell Chris Eubanks Jr. to finish? Because I prefer him to finish. I don't want to see him get hurt anymore. I was going to say I'm very, very harsh right now. I knew you was going to say that, like you said.
Wow. That is mad. Do we all agree Chris wins the rematch? Yeah. Ezekiel will not allow him to listen to advice. He thinks he knows all. What sort of fight doesn't listen to Mojo Junior advice? I don't know, bruv. This is what I'm talking about, fam. Oh, fuck, bruv. It's his fault, fam. I'm sorry. It's his fault. It's his fault. It's 100% his fault. He can't. I don't even know what to say anymore. I don't even know what to say anymore. I don't even know what to say. You know what? I kind of wanted him to win, but I just thought to myself, what advice do you, like, if young fighters are watching him, this is not an example that you should be showing. Do you understand? Do you understand? This is not any. What's going on here? Someone says, what did I predict? I need to narrow the gap. All right, well, anyway. Big up. Hold on, let me just recalibrate the thing. And then we'll do the quick outro and what to expect next. Thank you all of you guys for showing up. Let's just do this now. Thank you for all of you guys for jumping on the live stream. We're having a show next week. No, not next week actually. We're not having the show because of we're at the yard versus there be a fight. Fingers crossed yard win. Thank you for all of you guys for showing up as well. We've had 100k, we've hit 100k milestone views on the channel. That appreciate you guys. Next week we might have to do a couple of quick breaking news videos with regards to AJ. We'll see if he announces this fight next week, and just might do a couple of quick reactions videos next week, but nothing too hectic. Unless something bad happens in boxing with the Conor Burns situation, I expect that to be resolved fairly soon, but we'll have to wait and see. Regardless of that, thank you all of you guys for jumping on the stream. Appreciate it, guys. Onwards and upwards, and yeah, Gucci by Julia has lost, but yeah, peace, love, and prosperity, guys. And I'm gonna catch you in the next video. Peace. Good times never finish.